JAYS.com.
One of the best in the game at receiving the ball.
I mean, he's about as good of a strike zone controller as the Blue Jays have.
To a team of elite defenders, he is Captain Kirk, a game caller in unison with this pitcher.
Does he ever have a knowledge of the strike zone?
Framing pitches with precision and a steady hand.
Kirk's done it again.
Be one of the first 15,000 fans at the ballpark on Wednesday, April 30th to get your Alejandro Kirk bobble arm. For tickets, visit BlueJays.com. Lights up, let's go.
Knock all your summer projects out of the park with Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer of the Toronto Blue Jays and your DIY partner in making your dream home a reality. From gardens to garages, back decks to front doors, refreshes and renos, we're here to help you cover all your bases and make every summer project a home run. Visit any of our 1,000+ home hardware and building center locations where we're proud to be locally owned and genuinely Canadian.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting overtime. 365. Must be 19 or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connectsontario.ca.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Springer started right, coming in, leaps and makes the catch full stretch.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
The 3-2, swing and a miss, strike three. Spun in the sweeper there to get Alonso to chase outside, and there are 2 outs. 0-2, called strike three. Beautiful backdoor cutter. Back-to-back punches for Chris Bassett, 2 down. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. Got him to chase the cutter. A scream from Bassett and a scream of the opposite emotion from Mark Vientos.
I guess my off-season program, being out in the woods all the time, helps me with it, so cold doesn't really bother me, so it is what it is.
It's a good thing the cold doesn't bother Chris Bassett because it's another chilly day in Boston as he gets ready for his 3rd start of the season. He has been really good so far, shutting down 2 very strong offenses in the Baltimore Orioles and the New York Mets. Today he'll take on the Boston Red Sox as the Blue Jays look for a 4-game sweep. And Chris, we had talked about it during his last start against New York. It's one of the best starts, if not the best one, we've seen from Bassett in a Blue Jay uniform.
Yeah, the most important pitch to him, and it always has been, is that sinker. If he can locate that sinker inside to lefties and then outside to lefties, inside to righties, he's an unstoppable force, especially now that he has that cutter that he can locate to the top of the strike zone to lefties. It's such a hard pitch to lay off of. It looks so good coming into lefty, especially to lefties. You start your swing, and as you start your swing, it starts to cut in on the barrel, and you have no chance of squaring it up. Chris Bassett has looked incredible his first 2 ball games.
We'll see the 3rd one coming up in a sec as he matches up with Walker Buehler. Before we get there, though, let's go to today's host, Show Ali.
Thanks very much, guys. Welcome back inside Baseball Control, everyone. Show Ali with you at our downtown Toronto studios as we await first pitch at Fenway. Blue Jays aiming for the sweep in Boston. We heard some of the Chris Bassett Ks just a couple minutes ago from his outing at Citi Field on last weekend. And today, 3rd start of the year for him. Let's hear a little bit more on what to expect from Bassett. Here's Blair and Barker, who were today's pregame show breaking down what to expect.
Chris Bassett has been awfully good this year. What are you expecting from him today?
If the sinker's working, I expect the way he's looked the last couple outings, that's the way he's going to look.
Back to the sinker.
It does. And the cutter, you know, it's just coming off the fingers the right way. He can throw it up. It's a very tough take. He gets quick outs on it. Everybody has to sort of, because it has a late little gear to it, the movement on it sort of surprises the hitter. It's very hard to tell all that other change of speed stuff. When he's attacking the corners with those 2 pitches and can pitch up and be competitive and not throw non-competitive pitches with those 2 pitches, he's a tough get. Like you're standing on the on-deck circle watching your buddy basically get worn out and not knowing how to attack his at-bats. He has the sinker and the cutter today because of the way we've seen the Red Sox lineup look the last couple of days and the way the starting pitcher has sort of worked through and been real easy to work through it. I don't expect it to be any different today. Yeah, I think that time of the day, they're coming off the 3 outings that they've come off of. I think he's been over there watching that. I think he knows it exactly what I've just been saying there. And then he can sprinkle in the split finger, that nice little new toy he's got. He can throw the slow breaking ball, which has been really good. But, boy, it feeds off the sinker. I mean, it's more of a two-seamer than it is a sinker. He calls it a sinker. You know, it don't sink like a sinker sinks. It more runs, but it's where it's running. When it's running where he wants it to run, the on-deck circle hitter is pulling his hair out.
That's Blair and Barker from earlier today. They had the full 2-hour pregame show edition of B&B. They spoke to David Sampson, Lou Merloni as well for the Red Sox angle. You can find the show wherever you grab your favorite podcasts. And, of course, B&B will be along for the postgame show. Jays Talk will follow this game after the final out. Let's check out the Bet365 standings update. First pitch just a few minutes away. At Bet365, you can bet on popular markets like hits, home runs, and total bases. Download the app and find out why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 19+, play responsibly. Ontario only. Not a lot of games on the calendar tonight. Only 5 games this Thursday in Major League Baseball. The Orioles and Yankees both off. So, entering play today, the AL East has the Blue Jays sitting at 8-5. The Yankees are idle at 7-5. The Red Sox are 6-7. The Rays entered today 5-6, though they did get hammered by the Angels. 11-1, the final score. They are now 5-7. Let's get to the starting lineups before we get you back to Ben and Chris. Bo Bichette for the Blue Jays is batting leadoff at shortstop. Andres Jimenez is batting second at second base. Anthony Santander is DHing, batting third. Batting cleanup is George Springer in right field. Will Wagner's at first base, batting fifth. Ernie Clement is batting sixth at third base. Alan Roden in left field, batting seventh, batting eighth. Tyler Heineman, he is catching. Nathan Lucas is in center field. He is batting ninth. Chris Bassett starts for the Blue Jays. It's an off day for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And Red Sox manager, here is Alex Cora's starting lineup. Jarren Duran is in left field batting leadoff. Rafael Devers is DHing, batting second. Batting third is Alex Bregman at third base. Tristan Casas is batting cleanup at first base. Trevor Story is at short. He is batting fifth. Batting sixth, Christian Campbell at second base. Wilyer Abreu is in right field batting seventh. Batting eighth, Cedon Rafaela in center field. And Carlos Narvaez rounds things out. He is batting ninth, and he is behind the dish catching for Walker Buehler, who starts for the Red Sox. All right, we are getting close to first pitch at Fenway Park, so let's get you over to the call of the game, the series finale in Boston. 4-4, here's Ben Schulman and Chris LaRue.
Thank you very much, Joe. The Red Sox charging out onto the field to get their warm-up set as Walker Buehler tosses on the mound for Boston. Game 4 of this series, Blue Jays 8-5 after 3 straight wins, sinking the Red Sox a game below 500 at 6-7. But Boston will try to get back with the Lexington, Kentucky native 30-year-old Buehler. Very well accomplished. 2 All-Stars, 2 World Series titles in his time with the Los Angeles Dodgers. But a lot of injury concerns in his career. Boston brings him over on a 1-year, $21 million deal to be in their rotation.
Yeah, and I think a lot of teams probably shied away from him after the season that he had last year. 16 starts, 5.5 ERA, 75 innings, 89 hits. That's just not a guy that I want to really lead my rotation. Walker Buehler is still a very solid pitcher, but he's not the guy he used to be when he was with the Dodgers. He's more of a pitcher now. He's trying to locate those pitches. He can't just blow that good four-seamer by you anymore.
Yeah, Buehler's peak, averaging upwards of 96, 97. His career average is 96. Even last year, his fastball was sitting around 95. So far this season, it's only been 93, and he's been hurt by that and some other things. It has been a tough start to the year, an 8.68 ERA and 9 1/3 innings pitched.
Yeah, if you go back to 2019 when he was at his best, 14-4 with a 3.26 ERA, he had 250.
In left and right.
Is in 75 innings, so that just tells me that the stuff is really diminished. It's just not the same as it used to be.
Had some great outings, though, for the Dodgers in the playoffs as they went on to win the World Series. That inspired Boston to pick him up, and Buehler steps onto the first base side of the rubber with his black cleats. Bichette in the box, and the pitch. Hit well, left field line, screaming towards the monster. It's off the wall. Bichette around first. He'll stop there as Duran plays it back in quickly. Another ball smoked by Bo Bichette in this series.
Yeah, just a four-seamer on the inner third of the plate. Bo Bichette ready for it. Actually, that four-seamer was on the black. A good job from Bo. Jumping on that pitch, hammers that thing off the wall in left field. Duran does a good job getting it in.
Time of the first pitch today, 4:11 Eastern, 8 degrees. Feels like 4 according to the forecast. It is sunny in Boston, and the pitch to Andres Jimenez, high and outside, ball 1.
You heard Chris Bassett. This doesn't affect him.
It does not.
Although it's not that cold.
Compared to the other few days, it's like Palm Beach right now in Boston. Right on left, the 1-0. Hit foul. Andres Jimenez moved up to the 2 spot today with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. getting his first full day off of the season. He is available to pinch hit for the Blue Jays. And as Jimenez sitting second, though, and George Springer up to the cleanup spot. The 1-1. Hit foul, 1-2. For Walker Buehler, the mix is 4-seamer, cutter, which he just threw, sweeper, sinker, curve, and changeup. Righty set at the belt. Turns and throws to first in a dive back from Bo Bichette. He's in safe under the tag.
I wouldn't be surprised if Bo Bichette tries to steal at some point during this at-bat. He's looked pretty good on the bases so far this season. He's able to get a good jump from first base.
1-2. Hit foul on the ground.
Although some people would say you have Anthony Santander, you have George Springer coming up. Why risk that? But why not?
It's a different situation for sure than when Vlad is hitting, and a double is imminent almost any time he's up. 1-2 again. Down and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes as he misses with the sinker. A matchup of number zeros between Walker Buehler and Andres Jimenez. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 95 right by him. 1 out.
That was actually a vintage Walker Buehler fastball. Had a lot of life. Still a 4-seamer. Doesn't really have much movement on it. But as it hits the dirt, it almost picks up. Kind of speeds up on you. I don't know if it's the shadows, though. The shadow kind of starts halfway between the mound and the home plate.
Yeah, most of the field's in sun, but like you said, about halfway, maybe 3/4 of the way to the mound as shadow starts. Pitch to Anthony Santander, called a strike, 0-1. This first inning is brought to you by Armstrong Bird Food. Armstrong Bird Food, the reason birds fly north. Feeding Blue Jays since 1986. Visit ArmstrongBirdFood.com. Santander batting left, 0-1. Hit on the ground, foul, first base side, 0-2. Walker Buehler, the 24th overall pick by the Dodgers in 2015 out of Vanderbilt. Part of a great run of Commodores teams, won the 2014 College World Series, played alongside Dansby Swanson and Pittsburgh Pirate Brian Reynolds, among others. Turn and throw back to first, and Bichette dives back in. Really looked like Bo was thinking about going there. He was way off the bag, but he got in under the tag.
Yeah, he was kind of tiptoeing his feet a little bit. Walker Buehler probably saw that out of the corner of his eye and said, not on my watch.
0-2. Swing and a line drive, base hit. Bouncing in right field. Bichette stops at second, Santander at first. It's another single in this first inning, and Toronto has 2 aboard with 1 out.
That's got to feel good if you're Anthony Santander. Very nice swing. Went down to get that breaking ball from Walker Buehler below the strike zone and engulfed that thing into right field, right through that hole on the right side.
Blue Jays took an early lead in yesterday's game, although it would only last half an inning and it would stay tied into extra innings. They'd love to get an early lead again. First and second, 1 out. George Springer up. Buehler kicks and deals. First pitch hit on the ground, up the middle, picked up by Story. Flips to second for 1. Campbell to first. Inning-ending double play. 6-4-3. The Red Sox turn it. No runs for the Blue Jays on 2 hits. 1 left on base. No score, middle of the first. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local Crown Rush Control Center.
5 a.m. or 5 p.m.
Heavy and loud.
Or light and quiet.
Solo session.
Or team effort.
It's where the work begins.
And never really ends.
However you train.
The gym is yours.
Lace up at nobleproject.com.
Count is 0-2. Tied at 4 in the bottom of the 9th inning.
There's a swing and a line drive into the corner. Fair ball! A walk-off winner on opening day! Look at him come out of the dugout. It's the first walk-off in Marlins history on opening day, and it comes courtesy of Kyle Stowers. How about that?
Let's go. For tickets, visit BlueJays.com.
Breaking news. Bet365 must be 19 or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connectsontario.ca.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
That ball is gone. Third home run in 4 batters for the Blue Jays.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome to the Timbermart broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. No score between the Blue Jays and Red Sox as we get going in the bottom of the first. Chris Bassett kicks and deals. And Jarren Duran takes outside, ball 1. Third start of the year for Chris Bassett. He's 1-0 with a .071 ERA in 12 2/3 innings pitched. Here's 1-0. Backdoor curve, strike 1. Home plate ump today is Manny Gonzalez, Alex Tosi at first, Ron Culpa at second, Corey Blazer at third.
I bet Chris Bassett can't wait to take advantage of those shadows right now.
Oh, 1 swing and a miss at a splitter, 1-2.
I don't know how he's going to take advantage of those shadows, but I bet he can't wait.
Hitters often talk about the shadows messing with their ability to pick up the ball. It turns from a light color to a dark color. And the shadow getting closer to the mound, so it's almost changing shade right away as he releases the ball. Right on left matchup, the 1-2 to Duran. High and outside. Jarren Duran, 13 for 57 on the year, a .228 average. 3 doubles, a triple, 7 RBIs. 2-2, up and in, ball 3. Bassett into the wind, and the payoff. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Cutter right down the middle gets him, 1 down.
Yeah, that was just a little spinner. I think he got away with one there. That cutter almost acted like a changeup. Didn't really have a ton of movement on it, but had about 5 or 6 miles an hour velocity drop, and Jarren Duran just swings right underneath it. Chris Bassett, he got away with one there.
Probably don't want to throw that pitch to this guy. It's Rafael Devers up with 1 out. First pitch, swing and a miss. Got him to chase down and in. 0-1. Bassett working with Tyler Heineman today. Catcher sets up inside. And the 0-1 to the left-handed hitting Devers. Swing and a broken bat flare out to shallow left center, and that's down for a base hit. Rodin picks it up and flips it back in. Devers lost 75% of the bat, but he picks up a hit with 1 out.
That was a really good pitch from Chris Bassett. Rafael Devers got lucky there. That was a changeup down below the strike zone. But like we've said a few times in this series, Devers loves the ball, especially the slow stuff below that strike zone. He goes down and golfs it into center field for a single.
The entire barrel landed in between home, the mound, and first base. They cleaned that up. Alex Bregman up in the pitch. Called strike.
I don't know if Chris Bassett could have thrown a better pitch there. That was a great pitch.
No, when you break a guy's bat like that, you've done your job. From the stretch, the 0-1. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Bregman, the first right-handed hitter of this lineup, playing third base again today. 1-1. Swing and a pop-up. Middle of the infield. Second baseman Jimenez angling towards the bag, makes the catch. 2 down.
Good pitch. A fastball sinker right on the inside part of the plate on the black. Just tying up Bregman. A big out in this inning. I don't know if you saw Andres Jimenez, but he caught that pop-up and kind of fake like he was about to drop it. I don't know if he was just having fun with Rafael Devers, but if somebody's going to do that, it's going to be Andres Jimenez.
He's tried fake throws back to the pitcher already on pickoffs. He's trying to steal outs out there every once in a while. His pitch to Tristan Casas, swing and a miss. 0-1. Bassett's pitch. That is 2 outs. Runner on first. No score. Bottom of the first inning. Red Sox would really like to get this guy going. Casas hitting 163 to start the year. Was injured most of last year, but 2 years ago in his rookie season, hit 24 homers, walked 70 times in 132 games. It's a tall left-handed hitter, slight knee bend, 0-1 in the dirt, blocked by Heineman. 1 ball, 1 strike.
So they've stayed away from him 2 pitches in a row. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to come in with a cutter up and in. Chris Bassett has been so good at locating that pitch and then go back to the changeup away. We'll see what he does here.
Bassett looking in, now sets his blue glove pressed against his stomach. The 1-1. Hit foul. It was a cutter that they meant to go in with, but it landed on the outside edge before Casas hit it away. 1-2.
That was another big mistake. That one just a backup cutter almost right down the middle that Casas just missed, but they were trying to come up and in. You could see Tyler Heineman set up with that glove, but they got the strike, so no worries.
1 strikeout so far for Bassett. 2 down, bottom of the first. And his 1-2. Fastball inside, 2-2. Casas 6'4", 244 pounds. 25-year-old from Miami, Florida. 2-2. In the dirt, ball 3.
I like that sequence. Come bust him in with a hard fastball, make him move his feet, make him think about that inside part of the plate, and then throw the changeup. He didn't locate either pitch, but if he located both of those pitches, that's the perfect sequence to a big, long lefty like Casas.
No hold now at first base by Wagner. Rafael Devers will be off on the pitch with 2 outs. The 3-2. Called strike 3. Cutter freezes him as it lands at the knees and ends the inning. No runs on a hit, 1 left for Boston. No score after an inning. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center. Streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
5 a.m. or 5 p.m.
Heavy and loud.
Or light and quiet. Solo session.
Or team effort.
It's where the work begins.
And never really ends.
However you train.
The gym is yours.
Lace up at nobleproject.com.
Carson Kelly's had himself quite a night.
Walk, homer, 2 RBI single, and now this 2-base hit.
Carson Kelly, this is his last chance, you would think, at getting a cycle.
Center field, going back, Bleday. It's off the wall. Racing towards second. Go! Here we go! And he's in! Oh, my! We got a cycle!
First cycle since Mark Grace.
Absolute take, right center field. It is off the wall. To second goes Ohtani. To home goes Ohtani. It was a home run.
And the question is, without the fans, would have it been a home run?
After review, they're calling the field stands. Home run.
Yeah, like I said, an absolute take.
This is Bo Bichette. You're listening to Toronto Blue Jays Baseball on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Scary, spooky, hilarious, crazy, scary, spooky.
It's the second inning presented by Bet365. At Bet365, you can watch thousands of live games, build your own bet, and can even make a bet while the game's still being played. 19 plus. Play responsibly. Ontario only. No score. Will Wagner leads off and takes a first pitch for a strike from Walker Buehler. 0-1. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. 5, 6, 7 for the Blue Jays. Wagner, Clement, Roden. The 0-1 is hit on the ground. Foul back behind Wagner. 0-2. Buehler trying to have a quieter second inning after giving up 2 hits in the first. Did get a double play ball to erase the threat that inning. The 0-2. Swing and a sharp grounder, foul just wide of the first base bag. Mentioned earlier, Walker Buehler, a first-round pick. Guy with a ton of talent, but injuries have always been present in his career. 0-2. Swing and a grounder, foul the other way, past third. You go back to 2015. The Dodgers drafted him 24th overall. Immediately, he gets Tommy John. Doesn't pitch until late 2016. Oh, 2 once more, way upstairs and outside. A ball and 2 strikes. Then he's got a great run. Goes from 2018 until 2021. He's the Dodgers' best pitcher in that span. Multiple All-Star games. 1-2 hit foul on the ground into the Red Sox dugout. But then 2022 starts. He makes 12 starts, but he's got bone spurs in his elbow. He needs Tommy John again. So he only made 12 starts in 22, missed all of 23, and was on and off the injured list last year. 1-2, down and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And with all of that being said, he still has decent stuff. His fastball still has pretty good velocity, 94, 95 here this afternoon, but he's just not as dominant as he used to be.
2-2. Hit well, left center field. Racing to the gap, Cedar Rafaela. He's going to stop Jaron Duran. The left fielder has it. And there's 1 out.
Was he a part of the Vandy Boys, or is that too early? Or is that a little bit later?
He's like I think you would consider that part of the Vandy Boys, mid-2010s.
They took the college baseball world by storm.
If Dansby Swanson's part of the Vandy Boys, then he's part of the Vandy Boys. 1 out. Here's Ernie Clement, the pitch. Called strike. It's the second time that the Blue Jays have ever faced Walker Buehler. The other time was right in the middle of his prime, 2019. 0-1 pitch is lined and caught at third. 2 down. It's the other start he made against the Blue Jays as a Dodger at Dodger Stadium, August 21st, 2019. He went 7 shutout innings against Toronto, punched out 8. But Bo Bichette did have a single off of him in that one to start the game, and he had another one today to start the game. The pitch to Alan Roden. Called strike. Bases empty, 2 outs, no score. Buehler kicks and deals. Inside.
He's thrown a lot of cutters tonight, or sorry, this afternoon. He's got a lot of break on it, too. Looks like a fastball and then just darts to the left, especially tough against lefties.
Is 1-1. Breaking ball hit on the ground, past the reach of the first baseman, Casas, and down the line. Roden around first, still stopped there. Abreu backed it up well in right field, but Alan Roden's got a knock with 2 outs.
That was almost slow motion, wasn't it?
Yeah, that ball did not travel very fast.
Yeah, that didn't. I wonder what that exit velocity was off the bat of Alan Roden. I thought Tristan Casas would make that play easily, but it was perfectly placed, just kind of inside the first base bag there.
Roden leading off first. Casas holds him on. Tyler Heineman up. The pitch. Breaking ball down and in. So the exit velocity was 92, but one of the secrets to exit velocity is ground balls don't really matter because almost every ground ball is hit hard because you're hitting it directly down. Gravity's helping you. It wasn't 92 after the first bounce, I'll tell you that. 1-0. Inside, 2 balls, no strikes.
That's one of those plays where as a pitcher, you're watching that play happen, and you're probably thinking to yourself, as Tristan Casas is not making that play, you're thinking, how did this dude just not make that play?
2-0. downstairs. Ball 3 and a scream of frustration from Buehler after he yanked that fastball. It's a big season in the career of Walker Buehler. Gets a rich one-year deal for $21 million, but considering the start of his career, he's looking for a platform to a longer-term contract. His 3-0's down the middle, strike one. No score, top of the second. Roden on first. Switch hitting catcher Heineman bats from the left side with 2 outs. The 3-1. Swing and a line drive down in right field, a base hit. Around second is Roden, and the ball gets away from Abreu, so Roden will advance to third and slide in. He was going to stop with Abreu, one of the best throwers in baseball out there, coming up throwing, but Abreu went into his crow hop and he didn't have the ball. Now runners on the corners for the Blue Jays with 2 down.
Yeah, I think Wilyer Abreu actually looked up before he actually had that ball in his glove. Yep, that's exactly what he did. But Alan Roden wasn't going anywhere. He didn't even fake out Wilyer Abreu at second base. Wilyer Abreu just made a little errant throw or an errant play there, looking up before he had that baseball.
And he did not have to come up throwing or trying to come up throwing like he did. It'll be an error on Abreu. Now Nathan Lucas takes strike one. 4 hits now for the Blue Jays in the game, 2 in each inning. First and third for Toronto with 2 outs. Lucas, a left-handed hitter, looks out to Buehler, 0-1. Swing and a rocket foul over the back of Mark Budzinski, the first base coach, and out of play.
He was right on that breaking ball from Walker Buehler. Down and in, a perfect spot for a lefty to just do damage on.
The 0-2. Swing and a line drive caught at first to end the inning. Buehler escapes after the 2 hits. A couple lineouts from the Blue Jays helped his case, and it's still 0-0, middle of the second. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball.
5 a.m.
or 5 p.m.
Heavy and loud.
Or light and quiet. Solo session.
Or team effort.
It's where the work begins.
And never really ends.
However you train.
The gym is yours.
Lace up at nobleproject.com.
Celebra tú también con Betcris.
To mourn the loss of an athletics legend and one of the greatest players in Major League Baseball history, Rickey Henderson. Today, we honor his memory with his number 24 on our backs, all season long with his number 24 on our sleeves, and forever.
The nuts, the berries, the good stuff. Armstrong's got it all.
So all this time, you've been chasing snacks?
Bingo! You think I'd flap these wings thousands of miles for anything else?
Armstrong, Canada's premier bird food. The reason birds fly north. Find Armstrong at Canadian Tire, Home Hardware, and other fine retailers. Or learn more at ArmstrongBirdFood.com.
Timber Mart always has plans to help you with your plans. Your home, your cottage, your garage, whatever needs your attention first, check the most visited spot on our website for ready-to-order plans to get the job done with Canada's Building Centre. Visit timbermart.ca.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Marshall smashes the ball to right field. It's gone!
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome back to Blue Jays baseball. No score between Toronto and Boston. Bottom of the second inning starts with Trevor Story facing off against Chris Bassett. Bassett winds and offers. Swing and a miss. Strike one. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Final game for the Blue Jays in Boston. They'll wrap up the road trip with a weekend series against the Orioles. 0-1. Swing and a hard ground ball right side that's going to go through the hole into right field.
It's a pretty good piece of hitting from Trevor Story there. Andres Jimenez was shaded towards second base. There was a big hole on that right side, and he just hammered it through that hole.
13th hit of the year for Trevor Story, who can certainly be active on the base paths. Already has 2 stolen bases this year. Christian Campbell up now for Boston, rookie right-handed hitter. Bassett's pitch. Fouled off the glove of Heineman, 0-1.
Good sinker. In off the plate. That's what you need to do to a young hitter, a guy that likes to get those arms extended. Now you can go to work. You can expand above the strike zone, below the strike zone.
Only 2 years ago, Campbell was still at Georgia Tech. Is 0-1. Inside to Campbell. Runner goes, and the throw is high. Jimenez leaped to grab it and make sure it didn't get away. It'll be a stolen base for Story. The pitch was a ball, so a 1-1 count. Now runner on second.
Nobody's saying anything here, so I'm expecting that it's not going to be called, but I feel like there was a little bit of interference there from Christian Campbell.
The initial call on the field, Manny Gonzalez right away said that there wasn't any.
Yeah, you could see that Manny Gonzalez, as Tyler Heineman was throwing that baseball, he put both of those arms out to the side like a safe call. And actually, John Schneider is saying something here.
So a little discussion, but I think they're through it. I mean, in Campbell's defense, he was in the box. He never looked at him as Campbell hits the 1-1 high in the air, a pop-up near third, foul territory. Clement coming in halfway to the plate, makes the catch. 1 out.
Yeah, as a hitter, if you're just standing in the box and you're not doing anything out of the ordinary, and the catcher throws that baseball and hits you, it's not your fault. They're not gonna call interference on that. You really didn't do anything to cause that. But if you move over the plate, that's when it gets into interference territory.
Campbell retired on the next pitch, and there's 1 out now with Story on second. Wilyer Abreu's going to bat. Bassett looks back to second, deals home. High and outside, ball 1.
But watching that replay, Christian Campbell did kind of move a little bit over the plate. I'm not saying that it should have been interference, but it was questionable for sure.
I don't know if he ever left the box, and I think
questionable.
I think it was fine. The 1-0. Hit off the handle, a pop-up, out of play foul, third base side. Went into the Blue Jay dugout, 1-1.
Pretty good cutter there on the hands of Wilyer Abreu, who is swinging the bat really well right now.
Abreu from Venezuela, Maracaibo to be specific. Signed out of Venezuela with the Astros, traded away in the Christian Vasquez deal at the 2022 deadline. 1-1. Hit back foul, 1-2. It's cooled off a little bit. It's still 378 average on the year, but he was in the mid to high 400s when this series started. Abreu asks for time, staring at the barrel of his light-colored bat. Now he'll step back into the box. The pitch. Swing and a pop-up. Foul territory, third base side. Clement gives it a look, but it's 20 rows deep into the stands. Still 1-2.
Kind of feels like the Blue Jays have been in Boston for 2 weeks, no?
4-game series, man.
I don't like these 4-game series. They're way too long. 3 games is perfect.
Well, this will be the only 4-gamer against the Red Sox. They already got their 4-gamer out of the way against the Orioles. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 71-mile-an-hour curve. 2 down.
Such a good pitch. We've obviously seen Chris Bassett throw that a lot over the course of his career as a Blue Jay, but that one was perfect. Started off the plate outside and then just dove to the bottom of that strike zone. You can see Tyler Heineman pointing out at him after Wilyer Abreu wailed at that pitch. Pretty good pitch there.
So 2 outs, still Story on second, still no score. Cedon Rafaela swings at the first pitch and hammers it on a line foul. 0-1. Rafaela 8 for 35 on the year. No extra base hits yet. He has walked 4 times and stolen 2 bases. The 0-1. Down and away. Rafaela could be playing a little bit for his future with the Red Sox, which sounds odd because he signed an extension last year. The 1-1. Swing and a liner foul to the right, 1-2. You look at Boston, though. Jarren Duran is obviously here to stay. He's one of the best outfielders probably in the game right now. Wilyer Abreu is one of the better young players in the game in right. Rafaela in center, but you also have Christian Campbell who can play center. Top prospect Roman Anthony plays the outfield. And Marcelo Meyer, another big prospect, plays the infield, maybe second where Campbell is. 1-2 pitch, called a ball, certainly was strike 3, but we'll do it again at 2-2.
Christian Campbell and Ceddanne Rafaela are very similar. When I watch both of them play, they just seem like not the same exact player, but very similar.
Little lanky athleticism. 2-2. Popped up. Just back of second base. Bo Bichette on the center field grass, makes the catch with one hand and ends the inning. No runs after the leadoff single. Story left on second. 0-0 after 2.
Tank, right center field. It is off the wall. To second goes Ohtani. To home goes Ohtani. It was a home run. And the question is, without the fans, would have it been a home run?
After review, they're calling the field stands. Home run.
Yeah, like I said, an absolute tank.
Guess who that is? Roger McDowell.
Check him out. He has his uniform on upside down with the shoes on the hand, and it looks like he's walking on his hands. Has his cap hanging down. That's supposed to be his head. Well, the Mets really trying to turn it around. They do, however, trail in this ball game 4-0. I love that.
Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connectsontario.ca.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Middle in fastball, but he puts it by Cruz. 2 down.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
The third inning is brought to you by the local family-owned Crown Rust Control Centers in St. John and St. Stephen, New Brunswick. Crown is proud to be Canadian-owned and operated since 1986, so protect your vehicle from rust today at your local Crown Rust Control Center. Visit crown.com. Crown, Canada's #1 rust protection. No score in this ball game as we go to the third. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. The pitch to Bo Bichette, called strike.
And I bet Bo wasn't looking for that pitch. Earlier on in the ballgame, leading off the ballgame, Walker Buehler threw him a 4-seamer to start the game, and he jumped him, hit that ball off the wall, but
0-1. He went around on a pitch down and away, 0-2.
I bet Bo thought, there's no way he throws me another 4-seamer first pitch here. Do that thing right down the middle.
In a 2-strike hole to Buehler, 0-2. Swing and a fly ball, shallow center field. The shortstop Story on it makes the catch, 1 out. So it'll be a matchup of the number zeros again as Andres Jimenez comes up to face Walker Buehler. Andres Jimenez, the second ever number 0, that's single 0, not double 0, in Blue Jays history. I'm not going to ask you to try to name the first, Chris, because it's tough. If anyone knows it, They want to tweet it out. Go ahead. Pitch to Andres Jimenez, called strike 0-1.
For the Blue Jays or for the Red Sox?
For the Blue Jays, there's been one other 0. For the Red Sox, there's been 2.
Well, Marcus Stroman, was he number 6 when he was?
6. Yeah, 54.
But he's 0 now.
0-1 is hit on the ground to second base, picked up by Campbell, and the throw to first, 2 down.
So you're saying it's an obscure one that you have no faith that I can get it?
It's a half-season guy from 1985. It's a great team.
So, yeah.
Great player.
You have no faith.
Al Oliver wore it in
That's
85.
what I was going to guess.
Really good player. Really good team, but end of his career, and he only played a half season with the Blue Jays. The 2 Red Sox to wear 0 are actually pretty recent. I don't think you'll get them, but they are recent. Here's Anthony Santander with 2 outs, top of the 3rd inning, and number 0, Walker Buehler, delivers a strike, 0-1.
I know one of them.
Okay, go ahead.
Adam Ottavino, no?
There you go, 2021, Adam Ottavino. The other one, you have no shot. And it's actually a really good play.
Well, you didn't think I had any shot at Adam Ottavino.
All right, well, I'll tell you the year. The other one's 2018. 0-1 pitch, high and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs and no score, top of the 3rd. The other one is a really good player, end of his career. You probably don't remember him being on their 18 team. 1-1, low, 2-1.
Yeah, I have no idea.
You would have played against him a fair amount in your Pittsburgh Pirate days. He's a Cincinnati Red.
Just tell me.
Some refer to him as that dude, Brandon Phillips.
Oh. Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that.
The 2-1. Swing and a ground ball hit just foul past the first base bag, 2-2.
When I think of Brandon Phillips in 2018, I think of a guy that shouldn't be playing.
Hey, he won a World Series.
How old was he in 2018? He had to be 40, right?
Very conditional, actually, whether he won a World Series. He played 9 games for the Boston Red Sox that year. That was his 2018 season. But yeah, you don't see a lot of number 0s around, but 2 of them in this game. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs, top of the 3rd with the bases empty and no score. The pitch to Anthony Santander. Hit foul back behind the plate, out of play.
Tough pitch right there. A 4-seam fastball, 95. And on the hands of Santander, just fouled it off. Good job staying alive.
Santander 1 for 1 today to get to the Mendoza line. He's 10 for 50 on the season. 2-2 again. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. It pops out of the glove of the catcher Narvaez, who goes into fair territory and throws down to first to end the inning. Second strikeout of the day for Buehler in his first 1-2-3 inning. 0-0, middle of 3.
O'Neill drives one the other way. That's headed out toward right field. He's done it again. The unstoppable opening day machine. Tyler O'Neill has homered for a 6th consecutive year on opening day. This time, he does it in his home country.
Look out in Burnaby Bay.
Max Muncy in the air. Max Muncy traveling back towards the wall. See you later. How about your first big league hit as a homer? 6-0 A's, and Max Muncy, we got to get you that ball back.
Atta boy. Well, Max Muncy, Jenny, he's been hungry for that first one.
Not one person made eye contact. Now they're going to come for him.
The WISE app today. WISE, the app for doing things in other currencies. Terms and conditions apply.
When you get a Subaru with symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and class-leading safety included, it's like you also get a Subaru that comes with a multi-dog transporter, mud navigator, a Rainmaster slope pilot, remote campsite finder, a moose country guide, a gravel handler, a very slushy surface controller, windy road stabilizer, spinning wheel avoider, a 4-legged mammal attractor, surprise snow detector, plus a... Oh, and we're out of time. Subaru is the multi-tool that masters every unpredictable weather condition. Visit your local Subaru dealer for great lease and finance options.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Fastball painted at the bottom of the zone, and that's back-to-back strikeouts.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Chris Bassett back on the hill, 0-0 game. Bottom of the 3rd, and the number 9 hitter Carlos Narvaez will lead it off for Boston. Walk reset by the home plate ump, Manny Gonzalez, and now Narvaez taps the plate twice, brings his black bat above his right shoulder. First pitch, called a strike, 0-1.
Narvaez didn't like that call, but that one just clipped the black on the inside part of the plate. A pretty good pitch.
The 0-1. Inside with the breaking ball, 1 ball, 1 strike. Carlos Narvaez starting again for the Red Sox. Connor Wong on the injured list after the catcher's interference in the opener of the series. 1-1. Swing and a foul back, 1-2. Narvaez off to a decent start to his year. 6 for 23, 3 doubles, 4 RBIs. He's also walked 4 times. Still under 20 major league games played. Getting a big opportunity now with Boston. Faces a 1-2. Swing and a fly ball deep down the right field line, but deep into the seats, foul.
I actually think he's looked pretty good.
And for a guy who played 6 games last year, relatively young, 26 years old, he's held his own.
Yeah, and like you said, such a big opportunity. If he can get some base hits, play good defense.
A 1-2. Swing and a miss. Got him. 4th strikeout of the day for Chris Bassett. Got him on a cutter outside, 1 down.
Well, they tried to go up with that cutter, but I mean, that one right there was pretty good, about knee high, right on the outside part of the plate. Impossible to hit.
Narvaez banged the barrel of the bat off of his helmet after swinging at the pitch. That was going to land in the zone, though. I'm really not sure how much he could do with that one. 1 out, and the pitch to Jarren Duran. Curveball line to right field. Foul ball. Nearly extra bases for Duran. Instead, it's an extra entertaining strike, and it's 0-1.
Nice play by the ball attendant down the right field line.
Do you remember late in yesterday's game, there was a line drive? I think Christian Campbell hit it, and a guy made a catch on it in the stands on the fly.
Yeah, with the glove.
Found out he caught 2 foul balls at yesterday's game. So he had a good day.
And there's actually a netting right in front of that section.
Yeah, it's got to just get over, or if you hit, a fly ball down the line. 0-1, high and outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Give that ball to a kid. No?
You can give one to a kid and keep one yourself.
Right.
It looked like he might have been on a date.
Give it to your date?
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a pretty good performance. You go on a date, you catch 2 foul balls in 1 game. Can't hurt. 1-1. Broken bat line drive. This one's going to stay fair and get down in right field for a base hit. Springer rifles it back in quickly. It's a 1-out single for Jarren Duran.
Yeah, you can see George Springer out in right field quickly getting to that baseball and getting it into second base as soon as he can. We've seen Jarren Duran come around first base, even take the extra base. I mean, more so than anybody I've seen in the league so far.
He never just jogs down to first on a single. He sprints and puts pressure on you to get the ball back in. Rafael Devers up, broken bat single for him in the first inning, and the pitch. Called strike. A little bit of luck in Devers' hit in the first, but in general, he's owned this matchup. 8 for 15 now with 2 doubles and 3 homers in his career against Bassett.
I'm pretty sure his barrel went further than the ball in his last at-bat.
Barrel ended up on the infield grass. He was just standing there with 3/4 of his handle in his hand and nothing else.
I'd take that hit.
Throw over to first. Duran dives back in safe. Red Sox 17 for 17 as a team, stealing bases so far this year. 0-1. Hit on the ground is short. Backhanded Bichette. He'll race to the back. Step on it for 1. Throw over the sliding Duran for the double play. Heck of an individual effort from Bo Bichette. Gets to the back, jumps over Duran, and tosses to first to end the inning. No scores. We go to the 4th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center. Streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Sport.
5 a.m.
or 5 p.m.
Heavy and loud.
Or light and quiet.
Solo session.
But team effort.
It's where the work begins.
And never really ends.
however you train.
The gym is yours.
Lace up at nobleproject.com.
2-2. Hit well. Right field. Kyle Tucker. First homer as a Cub. And they have the lead. It is 3-1. No doubter to right for number 30.
You know, it's just a matter of time. And we talk about the irrelevance of spring training statistics and performance. And he really scuffled throughout spring training. But the lights are on. It's time to go, and he's going.
Huh, look at that. There's a chip in your windshield. Good thing the experts at Speedy Glass can fix it, saving you from needing a full windshield replacement later. At Speedy Glass, our quality repairs are done in less than an hour without ever compromising on quality. Plus, it's free if you're insured. We'll even submit your insurance claim so you don't have to. It's easy. Just book an appointment today at speedyglass.ca. Details and conditions at speedyglass.ca.
Speedy Glass Repair. Speedy Glass Replace.
Hey, this is Chad Green. You're listening to Toronto Blue Jays baseball on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome to the Timbermart broadcast booth. Timbermart always has someone on deck to help you with any home improvement projects. Before you begin renovating, visit the team at Timbermart. They've got the know-how to make sure you come out swinging on your next project. Timbermart, Canada's building center. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue, Show Ali, our host and producer, Tom Young, and Brandon Brown, our technical directors. First pitch low in the fourth to George Springer, 0-0 game. Now the 1-0. Low again, 2-0.
And that shadow is just about touching the dirt on that pitcher's mound now, finally.
Buehler's still in the sun at the top of the hill. His pitch. Down and away, ball 3.
But I think it's much easier now for the hitters to pick up that shadow is not kind of half and half. Once it gets to 90-10, it's much easier to pick up.
The 3-0 called strike.
Whew. I want that one back if I'm George Springer. Probably didn't have the green light there or chose to take that pitch, but that was a very hittable four-seamer right down the middle.
Now the 3-1. Swing and a miss. Springer down to a knee. 3-2. This fourth inning is presented by Bet365. At Bet365, you can bet live in-game on game props, totals, and the money line. Download the app and find out why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 19+, play responsibly. Ontario only. 3-2 hit on the ground to third base. Picked up by his former teammate Bregman, and he throws out Springer. 1 down. Zero ball game, top of the fourth with 1 out. Will Wagner about to come up. Buehler set at the belt. Tan glove for the righty. The pitch. Breaking ball, strike 1.
The Out-of-Town Scoreboard is brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill. 100% Canadian owned and operated since 1992. Every Tuesday night wings are half price. Visit stlouiswings.com for details. You are welcome.
Oh, 1 hit foul, 0-2. Where do you want to go? Baseball or Masters are on?
Masters.
Masters. All right. Some fun stuff going on in the Masters right now, including Canadian Corey Connors shooting a 4-under 68 in his first round today. 0-2. Foul tip, strike 3. Connors tied for second place. He actually had the lead when he finished up his round, birdieing 3 of the last 4 holes. Tied for second right now with the reigning jacket wearer Scotty Scheffler. In first place is England's Justin Rose. He's 8 under through 16. Two down, the pitch to Ernie Clement. Called strike. Looks a little bit warmer in Augusta than it is for the Blue Jays in Boston. The 0-2 is hit to center field by Clement. Charging in, Rafaela jogs and makes the catch to end the inning. Walker Buehler has retired 7 in a row, and we are still scoreless, middle of the fourth. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca.
5 a.m.
or 5 p.m.
Heavy and loud.
Or light and quiet. Solo session.
What team effort?
It's where the work begins.
And never really ends.
However you train.
The gym is yours.
Lace up at nobleproject.com.
Well, he's left-handed, and he hits this one with authority. That one is out of here. Juan Soto's first home run as a New York Met, a laser. And so many more to come in the next 15 years. Usually doesn't take long for Soto to hit his first home run with a new team. With the Yankees, it was his third game. With the Mets, his second.
Sometimes you got to let people know what neighborhood you're from. That ball is squared up.
Here's Betts hitting a fly ball to left center field. Green to the track, to the wall. Gone! Got just enough! And here in the 8th, the Dodgers have just enough. Golfs one left field and turns out the lights. He rings the bell with a 3-run walk-off home run. Gold. That blue.
Play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connectsontario.ca.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Called strike 3, change up at the knees, and there's nothing you can do about that pitch.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome to the Timbermark broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman. To my left is the former Major League pitcher Chris LaRue. Chris Bassett kicks and deals to Alex Bregman, and the pitch is low, ball 1. First year in a Red Sox uniform for Bregman, 3-year, $120 million deal inked in the offseason with some deferrals and some opt-outs. The 1-0. Outside 2-0. Bregman is the reigning AL Player of the Week. He was on MLB Network earlier today. Boston's in a weird spot because Bregman has the opt-outs after this year and next year. 2-0. Swing and a line drive caught at short. Head high by Bichette. 1 down. The weird spot is, Chris, if Bregman performs well, it's good for Boston, but he probably opts out. And they keep him if he performs poorly, but you obviously don't want Alex Bregman to perform poorly. So they have kind of this, you could look at it as a win-win or a lose-lose, depending on how optimistic you feel that day.
I love Alex Bregman as a player. I think he's a great addition to any roster. I'm actually kind of curious as to why it took so long for him to sign.
First pitch to Tristan Casas, swing and a miss, 0-1.
I would imagine it's because he wanted a long-term deal.
Funny thing is, though, he reportedly turned down longer-term deals with more total money, although less annual salary, from Houston and Detroit. 0-1. Down and away, 1-1. It's just reports. Nothing is confirmed, but total numbers in the $150 million range, even more than that on deals of 6 or 7 years reportedly offered by Houston and Detroit. 1-1 to Casas. High, 2-1.
And Detroit's a pretty exciting team.
Really exciting. Spencer Torkelson, a huge resurgence. Tigers are looking good, leading the AL Central.
Where are the White Sox?
They're also in the AL Central. The wind in the 2-1. Swing and a deep fly ball center field. Freezing in place is Lucas. Good positioning. Credit to Mark Budzinski. He makes the catch in place. 2 down.
That was a perfectly placed sinker down and away. The only thing Tristan Casas could do is just hit a weak fly ball to center field. A perfect pitch.
Two down. Base is empty. Bottom of the 4th inning. Only the 4th, but it looks like we got another pitcher's duel on our hands today. Chris Bassett will face Trevor Story, who did single off of him in the 2nd and steal a base. The pitch. Outside, ball 1.
Chris Bassett just threw his 50th pitch of the ball game with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And he's been good. Not as good as his first 2 starts. Doesn't have quite the command of that fastball, but he's made the big pitch when he's had to.
1-0. Breaking ball up and in. 2-0. All that matters is that number on the hand-operated scoreboard on the big monster. That number is 0 runs right now allowed by Chris Bassett.
I don't think that's how Chris Bassett feels. He might throw up a 0, but if he's spraying the baseball all over, I don't think he's happy.
2-0 pitch, foul tipped, 2-1.
How do you feel about that?
I think maybe mid-start you're right, but after the start, how can you not be happy?
Yeah.
If it goes well, it goes well. I don't know if he's ever happy during the start. The 2-1. Called strike 2-2. Bassett, 36 years old, actually started his career with the aforementioned Chicago White Sox. Third season now with the Blue Jays. Here's 2-2. Swing and a foul back. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Before that last pitch, Chris Bassett threw a fastball at 89 miles an hour and then proceeded to bend over at the waist. I'm wondering if his back is bothering him or he's tightening up. I mean, 89 miles an hour for a fastball from Chris Bassett isn't very fast.
2-2 again. Swing and a miss, strike 3. If something's going on, it's not affecting him. Another strikeout for Bassett, his 5th in 4 scoreless innings. We go to the 5th. No score in the game. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center. Streaming on the
Okay, flights on Air Canada. How about Prague?
Ooh, Paris. Those gardens.
Gardens. Amsterdam. Tulip Festival.
I see your festival and raise you a carnival in Venice.
Or Bermuda has Carnival.
Ooh, colorful.
You want colorful? Thailand. Lantern Festival? Boom.
Book it. How did we get to Thailand from Prague?
Oh, right. Prague.
Oh, boy.
Choose from a world of destinations, if you can. Air Canada. Nice travels.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Springer charges a ball to left field. It's in the seats, and the Blue Jays are on the board.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Blue Jays baseball is brought to you by Crown Rust Protection. Top of the 5th, 0-0 game. Walker Buehler to Alan Roden. Down and in ball 1. Pretty cool. If you looked on Blue Jays social media today, Alan Roden and Mason Fluharty went out and then into the Green Monster to sign their names. 1-0 inside 2-0. Did you ever pitch at Fenway?
I pitched there in the Cape Cod League.
Okay.
Yeah, my
Did
first
you get to go into the
first
Monster?
time we did everything you would have done if you were a big leaguer. Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
2-0. Called strike 2-1. That would have been the Cape League All-Star game that you were there?
2004 Cape League. It was pretty awesome. I mean, obviously there was nobody in the stands, but we did the whole Green Monster thing. We did the clubhouse thing.
2-1, cut on and miss, 2-2.
We got to sign the Green Monster. I don't know if you're allowed to sign the Green Monster if you're just on like a regular tour of Fenway.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I did one a long time ago. I don't remember signing the Green Monster.
Well, they allowed us to. I mean, I'm assuming just because we were baseball players, but
they're taking a bet. You know, half the guys in the Cape League All-Star game are going to make.
My Cape League team was really good.
2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A rare strikeout for Roden as he was out in front on the changeup.
It's a pretty good pitch from Walker Buehler. Breaking out that changeup, 91. It's a hard changeup, but it has a lot of downward movement to it, and that one was placed perfectly.
By far the best we've seen so far from Walker Buehler this season. 4 1/3 scoreless now, facing the 8-hitter Tyler Heineman. The pitch. Swing and a pop-up back of second in shallow left center. The shortstop Story has it 2 down.
Did you ever go to Fenway when you were in the Cape League?
No, I was there kind of close to COVID, so there wasn't a lot of the extra stuff. The season was condensed, fewer off days.
You were spoiled though in Chatham. I loved Falmouth, but I was not spoiled. I was not spoiled in Falmouth. It's a different level though.
It's
of
the
Cape.
It's the Cape League, you know. Everywhere is nice. Pitch to Nathan Lucas, called strike 0-1.
Unless you're in Wareham.
I was not going to say it.
Which is actually, if you're not familiar with the Cape, it's off the Cape. It's not even on the Cape.
Easton Lucas pitched there, so be careful.
Tough break for him.
2 outs, the 0-1 to Nathan Lucas. Hit on the ground foul, 0-2. But even still, it's not like you're in the Alaskan League or taking the 8-hour bus rides in the Northwoods League.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Bases empty, 2 down, no score. Top of the 5th, 0-2 to Lucas. And it hit him on the ankle. Breaking ball got him on the front ankle. He immediately went down, but then popped up quickly. He's clearly still in pain. Not putting all of his weight on that right foot as he walks down to first.
The front part of his shin and his ankle are covered by that plastic protection, but I almost think that he was hit behind that. Yeah, right behind that protection. So that's a bare bone down there.
I think he got hit where the bone kind of sticks out in your ankle.
Yeah, not a good place to get hit.
He went down quickly, got back up. He's still clearly in pain. Hands on his knees at first base, and he didn't make it all the way down there. He actually just passed first, but he's talking with Mark Budzinski. He's waving off the training staff. He doesn't look 100% right now.
No, he's obviously limping in some pain. I would imagine he's not trying to swipe this base right here.
I don't think so. I think a throw over would be a little bit cruel from Walker Buehler, but he might do it anyway.
Because that is his plant leg.
Right.
So if you're going back to the base, you're planting on that right ankle and you're pushing yourself back. I'm Walker Buehler. I'm throwing over right here.
Lucas remaining at first, though, as Bo Bichette comes up. 3rd time through the order for Buehler. The pitch. Check swing, called strike on a pitch certainly outside, 0-1.
That was about a ball and a half outside. That was nowhere near the strike zone. Wow.
It's been a pretty good zone today. That was one of the few misses.
You could see Bo shaking his head. It's a big pitch right there.
0-1 pitch is outside and a snap throw to first, dive back by Lucas. Narvaez made him work.
Narvaez trying to take advantage of that swollen ankle right now.
A bit of an awkward dive back in from Lucas. But he's up again on his feet and leading off first with 2 outs. Right on right, the 1-1. Poked foul, 1-2. You had mentioned earlier the first hit Bo Bichette got today, the only hit of 2 at-bats he has, came on a fastball. Bichette entered today with 12 of his 16 hits coming off fastballs. Only guys with more hits off fastballs this year, Alex Bregman and Aaron Judge. 1-2 pitch, down and away, 2-2.
And he's so good at taking that pitch on the outside corner and hitting it the other way. He's also good at inside outing that baseball to right field as well. And what I mean by that is those pitches that are inside, he kind of just pulls the hand through and fillets that thing into right field.
2-2 is down and away, full count.
It's ugly. Derek Jeter was really good at it. It's an ugly swing. It's an ugly result, but it's a base hit, so it doesn't matter.
Sounds like a good result to me.
Yeah.
Lucas will be off on the pitch. Full count, 2 outs, no score, top of the 5th. Buehler deals. Called strike 3. That pitch definitely low. And Bo Bichette is going to give a piece of his mind to Manny Gonzalez, who gave Walker Buehler 2 strikes in that at-bat. Bichette goes down looking, though. 5 strikeouts for Buehler. No score, middle of the 5th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
If there's anything we can...
That one's driven deep to left field. fly ball, left field, Curio back, trap, wall, see ya! A grand slam for Aaron Judge, and the Yankees are pouring it on. High fly ball, center field. See ya! 3 home runs for Aaron Judge. They've done it again.
All right, so here's the Mets home jersey. To me, growing up in New York, also a very iconic jersey. The blue pinstripes that represented the Dodgers. Got the orange outline, which represented the Giants, which are the 2 teams that left New York. And then subsequently, the Mets were created. You know, my parents were Mets fans growing up, and this was the jersey that I also dreamed of wearing.
My knee, NHL player. After 18 years, my knees and feet had just had enough. Day-to-day was filled with some sort of pain. Kintex changed everything. What they've shown me is custom orthotics and the proper footwear provide comfort, confidence, and care in every step. The relief was immediate. Now I'm pain-free and active. Let Kintex join you on your journey to stay active. Check them out at kintec.net.
Kintex footwear and orthotics.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Next pitch, Moniak takes off. It's low a ball, throw down to second. They got him!
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome to the Timbermart broadcast booth. Alongside Chris LaRue, I'm Ben Schulman. Tom Young and Brandon Brown, our technical directors. Show Ali, our host and producer. First pitch swinging. Christian Campbell hits it in the air to shallow left field, and Bo Bichette back out there to make the catch. 0-1.
A really good sinker that just got in on the hands. And I'm telling you, if that ball was barreled up, it might have been over the green monster, but a good sinker that just sunk right at the last second.
By the way, the Sportsnet television broadcast showed coming out of the inning, I think Max Scherzer on the iPad looking at the Bo Bichette pitches, the 2 balls that were clear balls called strikes to strike out Bichette earlier, and Scherzer laughed at one of the whatever he was looking at on the iPad. I'm assuming he could be looking at something else, as Bassett's first pitch to Abreu is called a strike. 0-1. Pass it into the wind, and the 0-1. Breaking ball, check swing, and he did go, says home plate umpire Manny Gonzalez. 0-2.
Is Scherzer known for his interactions with umpires? Remember when Madison Bumgarner, he was known for that.
Pants down at Citi Field? So I would say yes.
So yes.
That was even before I think Bumgarner had the intense stare-off with the umpire.
Yeah.
0-2. Outside, 1-2. Scherzer continues to throw, by the way. John Schneider said before the game today, there's no timetable right now. Scherzer's actually standing with Easton Lucas in the dugout. The 1-2. Outside again, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, the positive, at least, is that they haven't had to stop anything at this point. It's continual throwing for the future Hall of Famer. 2-2 to the left-handed hitter, Wilyer Abreu. Hit foul into the backstop.
And Max Scherzer has said that he's not coming back until he's 100%. I guess my question is how close to 100% is a 40-year-old going to really be?
Right, and that's what we don't know. Like, his 100% might not be the 100% that the average person feels. Another 2-2. Swing and a liner to center field. That's hanging up, and Nathan Lucas hunches over to make the catch. 2 down.
Well, Chris Bassett was really frustrated a couple of times during that at-bat, not commanding the pitch that he's trying to throw. That one right there wasn't bad. It was a curveball below the strike zone. He got lucky there. Wilyer Abreu hammered that thing to center field, but right at Nathan Lucas.
On the Scherzer subject, though, I think what he wants to do with that, and I don't want to speak for him too much, the off and on of the injured list that he's had this year and last year, you want to stop that. You want to wait till you can just full go and not worry about anything. The pitch to Cedar Rafaela is an ugly swing and a grounder hit softly to first. Will Wagner's going to pick it up and go to the bag. Rafaela hardly left the box. And that is the inning. 1-2-3 for Bassett, who's retired the last 7. No score. We're headed to the 6th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco.
Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco, his 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been
City TV or stream it on City TV Plus.
But you got no confidence lately.
Hi, this is Will Wagner, and you're listening to Toronto Blue Jays Baseball on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Work too hard, can you pay me?
Sixth inning, Blue Jays and Red Sox in a pitcher's duel for a second straight day. This one's 0-0 as Walker Buehler comes back out to face 2-3-4 in the Blue Jay order for the third time. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. The Blue Jays did win the pitcher's duel yesterday, 2-1 in the 11th inning. They've got a very rested bullpen, but they haven't needed to use it with how well Chris Bassett has pitched. Walker Buehler just as good. He deals to Andres Jimenez, and it's called a strike, 0-1.
Chris Bassett has thrown 63 pitches in this ball game. Walker Buehler has thrown 68. Pitch for pitch almost.
0-1 is hit weakly on the ground to third. Bregman watches it go foul. He nearly fielded that and then made the smart decision to get out of the way as that one hit the lip of the grass and took a left turn.
Yeah, Andres Jimenez would have beat that ball out had Alex Bregman fielded that slow roller, but he's so smart over there. He knew that ball was going left about, what, 10 feet from third base?
Something like that.
Smart play over there.
Bregman, a Gold Glover for the first time last year. Jimenez getting himself back into the box. In a second, we'll take a look at the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. The 0-2. Low, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Not that many games today, already 3 finals. 1 other AL East team in action. 1-2 to Jimenez. Foul tip, strike 3. Jimenez trying to argue that one hit the ground before it was caught by the catcher Narvaez, but he doesn't win the argument. 1 out. The 1 other AL East team in action, the Tampa Bay Rays hosting the Los Angeles Angels, and the Rays got smoked today. 11-1, the final score in favor of the Angels, who put up an 8 spot in the 5th inning. Pitch to Anthony Santander in the dirt, ball 1.
Angels are pretty good right now.
8-4.
Yep.
Half a game back of the Texas Rangers for the AL West lead. The 1-0. Outside 2-0. Other finals, Cleveland takes down the White Sox 6-1. And the Royals defeat the Twins 3-2. 2-0. Santander takes it, called strike, 2-1. In the other games today, the Rockies leading the Brewers at Coors Field 3-2. This one 0-0 top of the 6th, and Philly will take on Atlanta in Atlanta coming up a little bit later at 7:15. As the 2-1 misses outside from Buehler, it's a 3-ball, 1-strike count to Anthony Santander. Buehler kicks, steals. Santander hits it back foul. That's a middle fastball that he just got under.
He put a good swing on it, but when Anthony Santander is going right, he's seeing the baseball well, putting good swings on baseballs. He is hammering that pitch that he just saw. 93, four-seam right down the middle, a pitch that he needs to be hammering. In a 3-1 count, too.
The 3-2. Swing and a liner foul right side. It's obviously not been the best start to the year for Santander, and pitchers are really taking advantage of him barely throwing in the zone. He only sees a hair above 40% of pitches in the zone. 3-2 is fouled off the glove of Narvaez. Another life for Santander. That's 7th lowest in the majors, 42% of pitches in the zone. So they're daring him to chase, and early on he is chasing, and so they're continuing to not give him good pitches to hit.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a smart pitcher and you see a guy swinging at pitches out of the zone, you're just going to stay out of the zone.
3-2 is popped up foul back behind the plate, still a full count.
I mean, it's really not that hard. Even in the meeting that Walker Buehler had prior to the game, going over the Blue Jays hitters, I'm sure that was one of the things that came up. Hey, Santander is swinging a lot of pitches up, a lot of pitches down. Stay right there.
The 3-2 again. Hit high, right field, headed toward Pesky's pull, but it's going to go foul.
Home run distance.
I don't know how that pitch didn't jam him. It might have a little bit. It was a cutter way in on the hands. He hit it 357 feet down the right field line. It's only 302 to the pole. Another payoff. Called strike 3, 95 at the knees, 2 down.
That's a tough pitch. I'm sure Santander is thinking something off speed there, but that's in the strike zone. At minimum, you have to at least try to fight that off, foul that pitch off. That's a good pitch from Walker Buehler.
So 2 down, still no score. By the way, all of our out-of-town scores brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill. Top of the 6th with the bases empty, George Springer will try to break it open. The pitch. Swing and a ground ball to shortstop. Picked up by Story. He shuffles and throws on to first to end the inning. Walker Buehler has not allowed a hit since the 2nd inning, and he struck out 7 in 6 scoreless frames. 0-0.
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
$49 each. Head to Real Canadian Superstore for more ways to save on products prepared in Canada. Conditions apply. See flyer for details.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
The 0-2 pitch. Fastball. Strike 3 looking.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Blue Jays looking for a series sweep in a 4-gamer at Fenway Park. Knotted up at 0 with the Red Sox. Bottom of the 6th inning. Welcome back to Blue Jays baseball. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Chris Bassett with a big effort to help the Blue Jays towards the sweep. 5 scoreless innings so far. He's retired 7 in a row. He'll face the number 9 hitter, Carlos Narvaez. First pitch, cut on and missed. Strike 1. Blue Jays have only had one 4-game sweep at Fenway in the franchise's history. The 0-1. Called outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
I mean, sweeping a 4-game series is probably, it's got to be one of the hardest things to do in baseball. It doesn't matter who you're playing either.
And then doing it on the road and doing it against a division rival and a storied franchise like the Boston Red Sox. 1-1. Hit in the air to right field. Shallow and toward the line. Springer sprinting in, dives and makes the catch. Will Wagner helps him up and slaps him on the back. A long run for Springer, who just got to it to catch it in the end of his glove. 1 out.
Well, that's what Springer can do. When he's not helping you with the bat, he does it with the glove. I don't know if that was going to be fair or foul. It was kind of right on the line, but what a play. Holy cow. That might have been fair if he didn't catch that baseball.
Alex Tosi, who was right there, indicated fair when the catch was made. Springer slid across the line, but I think that would have gone down fair looking at the replays.
And if he didn't catch that baseball, that ball's bouncing and then bouncing right into the stands. Narvaez is probably standing at second base.
1 out. Jarren Duran is up. And the pitch. In the dirt, ball 1. By the way, that 1 year that the Blue Jays did sweep the Red Sox at Fenway was 1988. So it's been a while.
I don't know who wore number 0 during that time.
No one. I'll tell you that right now. The 1-0 to Jarren Duran. Swing and a miss.
Nice changeup right there. Unhittable.
Duran 1 for 2. Struck out in the first, single to right field in the 3rd inning. The pitch. Called strike. A splitter on the inside corner, 1-2.
thinks that he could have done some damage with that pitch.
He was trying to hit that ball to New York. Just unloaded and missed. The 3-2. Breaking ball hit high. Right field, not super deep. Springer under it, makes the catch, comes up throwing as Duran is advancing to third, and the throw is late. Most guys, you don't even want them tagging and going, but Jarren Duran with lightning speed got in there despite a good throw and play from Springer overall. 2 outs.
Yeah, Springer actually did a good job getting behind that baseball, catching that baseball, and throwing a good throw, like you said. But Jarren Duran's such an exciting player. He's really one of probably a handful of guys that you see tag on that ball there.
Tyler Heineman out to the mound to talk to Chris Bassett with 2 outs and a runner on third. It's Alex Bregman coming up now for the Red Sox, who's 0 for 2 today. 1 for 13 in the series after a great week last week. It's been a struggle for Bregman against the Blue Jays.
I'm being smart with him here, though. That's a big run out at third base. I'm not really throwing anything that he can even get the barrel to.
You have the struggling Casas on deck. No score. Bottom 6, the pitch. Outside, ball 1.
And I think that's exactly what they're doing. Alex Bregman knows that. He's a smart player. He can figure out the situation. This is a huge run standing at third, especially with the way the offense is looking for the Jays.
1-0. Hit off the handle, a looping liner down in left field for a base hit. Duran in to score. Bregman with an RBI single. It's 1-0 Boston.
That's such a tough pitch. A sinker in on the hands. Alex Bregman just got lucky there and barreled that thing, fisted that thing over Bo Bichette at shortstop. You can see the frustration with Chris Bassett. That's actually a really, really good pitch.
Somehow Bregman got the hands inside that ball enough to get it out to left field, and the Red Sox strike first. 1-0 lead as pitch misses outside to Tristan Casas. 1-0.
He actually one-handed that. Just the top hand was on the bat when he made contact with it.
Might have not had room for both of his hands inside. Bregman on first, 2 down, the 1-0. He went around on a splitter low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Casas 0 for 2, a strikeout and a flyout. Bassett's pitch. Hit high down the left field line, out of play, foul, 1-2. Four hits for both these teams. The Red Sox come up with a hit with a runner in scoring position, which is something they've struggled to do this series. That's what's given Boston the 1-0 advantage. Chad Green still loosening up for the Blue Jays. Chris Bassett about to throw his 84th pitch. And it's hit on the ground foul. It'll stay 1-2.
And I don't know how many pitches Chris Bassett has left, but in his first start, he threw 106 pitches, so he's got a good amount left.
Threw 92 in his last start. The 1-2. Low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The other factor is the Blue Jays, despite this run of games in a row, actually has a very rested bullpen. No one's gone on back-to-back days. Two. Line to left field, another base hit. One hops into the glove of Alan Rodin. Up to second goes Bregman as Casas gets his first knock of the day.
I would imagine that could be it. We'll wait and see what John Schneider does, but Red Sox are starting to put some good swings on some baseballs here later on in this ball game.
Not a terrible pitch, the splitter on the outside corner, but probably left a little bit higher than Bassett wanted it to be. So this will be a pitching change brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays. Locally owned, genuinely Canadian. A tap on the side from Schneider to Bassett as he takes the ball from his starter. Chad Green about to enter, and let's go to the studio. Here's our host today, Show Ali.
Thanks very much, Ben. Welcome back to Baseball Control Show. Ali with you at our...
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Your day in baseball starts with MLB Central.
Let's get it started.
Lead off your morning with in-depth breakdowns.
Perfect balance. What? Boom.
Interviews with the players.
Get back to the fastball. I know what that passion feels like.
And a little bit.
Keeping.
You behave properly.
Hey.
Of everything else.
Come on, Marlins.
The window seats are. The baseball day begins with MLB Central. Weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. Only on MLB Network.
If you're not watching this show, you're the problem.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's get you back to the action. Here's Ben Shulman and Chris LaRue.
Thank you, Show. Chad Green into the game for the Blue Jays. 6th appearance of the season for the right-hander who sports a 3.38 ERA and a sub-1 whip. He comes on with runners on first and second, 2 outs, 1-0 Red Sox, bottom of the 6th. It'll be Green against Trevor Story, the right-handed hitting shortstop who's 1 for 2 with a single, a stolen base, and a strikeout. Fastball slider for Chad Green. And before the first pitch, Tyler Heineman put his hands up in the air, telling Chad Green to step off. They were having a little bit of miscommunication, I think, with the pitch comm. And now Green back on. Both runners owed to Chris Bassett, today's starter. First pitch to Story, swing and a miss. Elevated heater, strike 1.
Stay right there. Stay above the strike zone, below the strike zone. It's a big run standing out at second base.
Green looks at second, the 0-1. Hit high, back behind the plate, foul, 0-2.
I go right back up there. Maybe not that good. That one was in the strike zone. I go about a couple of balls above that strike zone. See if Trevor Story can swing through one here.
Story will ask for time and adjust his batting gloves. Stretches out his arms, takes a breath. Little half swing, and now he steps back into the box. The 0-2. High fastball hit foul.
The reason why I like that pitch, and that one was a ball, maybe a ball and a half above the strike zone. The reason why I like that pitch is even if you make contact as a hitter, you're probably not getting a base hit. You're either just fouling it back, you're hitting a weak fly ball, something like that. That's why I like that pitch in a big situation like this.
Another 0-2. Slider fouled back into the backstop. Go again, and no balls and 2 strikes. Looks like the Red Sox are about to make a change. Left-hander Justin Wilson is getting loose. Blue Jays have a couple lefty hitters scheduled to bat in the 7th. Green's pitch. Just outside at 96. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Pretty good velo from Chad Green during this at-bat. 95, 96 with that last fastball.
Second time the Blue Jays have deployed him in the series. And now Tyler Heineman is going to come out to the mound. Andres Jimenez coming in as well to talk to Chad Green. Blue Jays used Green right after Easton Lucas on the 8th. He threw 2/3 of an inning scoreless, including inducing a pop-up to end the 6th inning from Trevor Story. Well, the fans booed. Wally the Green Monster gestured angrily from behind the Red Sox dugout. But the mound meeting is over now. And back to action as Chad Green is at the top of the hill. and Trevor Story's returning to the box. First and second for Boston. A run in this inning. It's 1-0 Red Sox, bottom 6. With 2 outs, the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. How about 96 again? Green sets down Story and ends the inning. Boston breaks it open, though. Bregman's RBI single has the Red Sox in front, 1-0. We go to the 7th. You're listening.
Can't get enough baseball? Start streaming MLB Network today. Get up to 15 out-of-market games a week live on any device. Plus 24/7 access to MLB Network's award-winning shows, including live game look-ins and exclusive player interviews. And hear live radio play-by-play from all 30 clubs with MLB at Bat. Enjoy the home of baseball from virtually anywhere. Plans start as low as $5.99 per month. Sign up now at MLBnetwork.com/stream. Available in the U.S. only. Blackout restriction applies. Visit MLB.com/subscribe for full terms and conditions.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
And offers the added value of Air Miles reward miles with every purchase of $15 or more. For our participating location, visit timbermark.ca.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
It's Ernie Clement with the RBI single. 1-0 Toronto.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Walker Buehler back out for a 7th inning of work. Kicks and deals to Will Wagner. The first pitch outside to start the 7th. Ball 1. 1-0 Red Sox over Blue Jays. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. The 1-0. Low 2-0. 7th inning is brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays. Locally owned, genuinely Canadian. Buehler's 85th of the day is low again, ball 3. Blue Jays got to get something going here. Walker Buehler allowed 4 singles in the first 2 innings. Since then, the only base runner for Toronto was a hit batter.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is actually moving around in that dugout right now, just in case here.
Rio pitch, high and outside, ball 4. Wagner takes a leadoff walk, and the Blue Jays will certainly take that to start the 7th.
And if you're John Schneider, you have to make a decision here. Do you bunt him over? Do you go for the tie? Do you go for the base hit here, the big inning? If I'm John Schneider, I'm bunting him over.
It's Ernie Clement up to the plate. Wagner leading off first, no outs, top of 7. Buehler's pitch. Swing and a fly ball right center field. Rafaela is there, and he'll make the catch.
And if you don't bunt him over, if you don't try to move him over like that, that's the risk you take. You swing away, you hit a weak fly ball, and now that run is still at first base with 1 out in the inning now.
With 1 out, let's go over to the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. I want to mention something to you, Chris. A former teammate of yours, Alex Cora, about to make a pitching change, but do you remember pitching with Masanori Ishikawa, your Colt Swallow, in 13 or 14?
I did, yeah, I did.
45 years old this year.
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco, his 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
It's time to say Hello Baseball as spring training continues on MLB Network. Get an in-depth look at every club with daily coverage all the way to opening day. Check in with the players. Check out the new rosters. Plus, the most live spring training games anywhere. Smile. It's already spring on MLB Network. Live games continue. Presented by Best Western. Go to MLBNetwork.com for schedule and channel number.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Team on the season at large. He spoke to a number of players, including Brock Besser, who said, honestly, it's unlikely at this point that he returns to the team in 2025-26. Blue Jays baseball is brought to you by Crown Rust Protection. Let's get you back to the action. Here's Ben Schulman and Chris LaRue.
Thank you very much, Joe. The left-handed veteran Justin Wilson in the game to pitch for the Red Sox. 1-0 Boston. Runner on first, Will Wagner, 1 out top of the 7th. Blue Jays will go to their bench and lift Alan Rodin, bring in a right-handed hitter. It's Miles Straw. Straw in a limited sample, hitting .333 this year. 6 for 18, 2 doubles. The lefty Wilson looks at first, deals home, and Straw hits it foul to the right, 0-1. Blue Jays also have Vladimir Guerrero, Davis Schneider, and Alejandro Kirk on their bench.
Vlad looks like he's ready to go in that dugout. The only thing he needs is a helmet.
The 0-1. Balled strike, 0-2.
Really tough pitch, up and in, just clipped the corner of that strike zone. Miles Straw didn't like it, but that's a strike.
That was the hard four-seam fastball from Wilson, who also throws a slider and a cutter. 0-2. Fouled away. Justin Wilson, a former teammate of yours, 2008 draft pick by the Pirates in 2008, out of Fresno State. Broke in 2012, was a regular for them in 2013.
He was a starter when he was in the minor leagues with the Pittsburgh Pirates. I'll finish my story in a second.
Is 0-2. Lined left side over the leaping Bregman at third and down in left field for a base hit. Up to second goes Wagner, and Miles Straw has a pinch hit single.
That's a really good job on a tough slider down and in from Justin Wilson, but Miles Straw protecting, just goes down and gets it and hit a pretty good line drive to left field. Now the Blue Jays are cooking with 1 out in this inning.
They go for the pinch hitter and platoon advantage against Wilson, and it works out. Now Tyler Heineman scheduled to hit. Heineman up to the plate, switch hitter, turned around to bat right, the pitch. Inside, ball 1.
Did you think for a second they'd put Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in for Tyler Heineman and then bring Alejandro Kirk in to catch for Heineman?
No, because I think, and we know, Vlad is on deck right now. Right. You can keep it as one less substitution if you put Vlad in for the next hitter, right, Lucas, and put Vlad in at first base, move some guys around. 1-0. Swing and a line drive deep left field, and that ball's off the wall. Coming around third, Wagner. He gets the wave. Relay to the plate is late, and Tyler Heineman has tied the game on a wall ball single.
Man, what a swing. On a cutter inside, he just pulls those hands through and barrels that thing up, screaming at the dugout from first base. What a big hit. Now the go-ahead run is standing at third base with still just 1 out in this inning.
Straw went first to third. Heineman had to stop at first base. He tagged that ball out to left field, his second double of the season. What a run Tyler Heineman has been on to start the year. That's his 8th hit in 5 games. His previous 34 games as a Blue Jay, he had 13 hits total.
Why would you pinch hit for Tyler Heineman is my question to myself.
Because now the Blue Jays are going to pinch hit and bring Vladimir Guerrero Jr. into the game. Justin Wilson doesn't get to see a single left-handed hitter in his first 3. And Vlad's just got to hit a fly ball here to give the Blue Jays a lead. Heineman on first, Straw on third, Guerrero up to the plate in place of Nathan Lucas. Wilson's pitch. Called strike. It was inside, and Guerrero quickly looked back, but it'll be 0-1.
Yeah, I didn't love that call, but I don't think it's a strike, but it's a good pitch just off the plate inside.
Oh, 1. Swing and a miss. Beat him upstairs with a fastball, 0-2.
2 good pitches from Justin Wilson. That one just eating him up and in.
Infield is playing back. They want to turn 2 here. And almost all 90 feet exposed on the right side of the infield with the shift. 0-2. Swinging a ground ball up the middle, hit to second. Campbell flips to Story. Throw on to first, not in time, and it skips away. Run came in to score already in Straw, and that ball goes out of play. So Guerrero will get second base, I believe. It should be an RBI fielder's choice, and Vlad on second with 2 outs. 2-1 Blue Jays.
Well, the best part about that play from Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is he was motoring down the line. He knew that he had to beat that ball out for Miles Straw to score from third base. He might not have beat it out if that was a good throw, but it would have been close.
Heineman went barreling into second as well, getting in to the view of Trevor Story. And the Blue Jays have their first lead of the day, up 2-1, immediately responding after the Red Sox took the lead in the bottom of the 6th.
And because that throw went out of bounds, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is standing at second base now in scoring position.
Second error of the day for the Red Sox. It'll go against Story. And they're going to intentionally walk Bo Bichette with first base open and 2 outs to get Wilson a left-on-left matchup with Andres Jimenez. For Guerrero, it's his 5th RBI of the season. And now it's Vlad on second, Bo on first, Andres Jimenez at the plate. Wilson offers. Swing and a miss at 95, 0-1.
So my story with Justin Wilson was he was a starter in the minor leagues, a lot like Jordan Romano. He was throwing 90 to 92 miles an hour. He was spraying the ball all over the place. The Pirates moved him to the bullpen. He was throwing 100 miles an hour, just like that. It was almost overnight.
0-1. Down and away, 1 ball, 1 strike.
And the rest is really history. I mean, he made his debut in, I think, 2012, maybe. Yep. And he's just been really good ever since.
Almost 600 major league appearances, 3.60 ERA. He stares at second, kicks and fires home. Swing and a ground ball right side, right at Costas, the first baseman. He'll go to the bag and end the inning. The Blue Jays, though, get 2 on 2 hits. First, the RBI single from Tyler Heineman, then the RBI fielder's choice from Vlad Guerrero Jr., and it's 2-1 Toronto at the 7th inning stretch. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Timber Mart, locally owned, proud.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Your day in baseball starts with MLB Central.
Let's get it started.
Lead off your morning with in-depth breakdowns.
Perfect balance. What? Boom.
interviews with the players,
Get back to the fastball. I know what that passion feels like.
and a little bit
Keeping.
You behave properly.
Hey.
of everything else.
Come on, Marlins.
The window seats are.
The baseball day begins with MLB Central, weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern, only on MLB Network.
If you're not watching this show, you're the problem.
A game-tying blast from...
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco.
Welcome to the Timbermart broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Appreciate you tuning in today. The Blue Jays leading 2-1, trying to sweep a 4-game set at Fenway as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Couple changes for Toronto after the subs they made on the offensive side in the top half of the inning. We'll get to those in a sec. First, it's Chad Green back on the hill, dealing to Christian Campbell. High ball 1. Ernie Clement has been taken out of the ballgame. Blue Jays already lifted Alan Roden and Nathan Lucas. 1-0. Outside 2-0. Will Wagner moved across the infield from first now to third. Vlad Guerrero, who pinch hit, stays in at first. Two-0 pitch, high ball 3. They lifted Clement because they needed another outfielder in the game with Lucas and Roden taken out. So Davis Schneider goes into left field, and Miles Straw, who came in as a pinch hitter, will go to center. The 3-0. Called strike.
Good job filling up the zone there. Can't walk the leadoff hitter on 4 pitches.
Green's 3-1. Called strike at 95, 3-2. Green rocks and deals. And the pitch is hit foul. On the subject of the substitutions, typically this year, late game with a lead, the Blue Jays have gone more Ernie Clement defensively at third than Will Wagner. But that spot for Wagner is due up third next inning, so perhaps they want to keep his bat in the game and decide to lift Clement instead. 3-2. Just outside, ball 4.
That's a tough pitch. About a half a ball outside. Chad Green staring in at Manny Gonzalez. He wanted that pitch. 95 miles an hour, right on the corner, just off. Big walk, too, in this ball game.
Campbell can run as well. He's the tying run in the bottom of the 7th. It's 2-1 for the Blue Jays over the Red Sox. Wilyer Abreu up 0 for 2 today. Green's pitch. Called strike. After all those subs, lone Blue Jay left on the bench is the backup catcher today, Alejandro Kirk. The 0-1. Hit foul, 0-2.
Chad Green did a really good job holding that ball when he came set. Christian Campbell a little bit uncomfortable over there because of that. And sometimes you mess with the hitter's timing, too, when you do that. So, good job all around.
Campbell with 1 stolen base in his major league career. The 0-2. Fastball popped up into the seats, foul.
I stay right there if I'm Chad Green. Another 4-seamer above the strike zone. Like I said earlier, as a hitter, you can't really do much with that pitch.
Green kicks and fires. Slider called a ball. Check swing appeal down to third. He didn't go, but that was definitely in the zone. But it'll go to 1-2.
Chad Green's probably wondering, why are we checking down at third base when that is a strike?
That was right on the corner. Now the 1-2. Fastball popped up just back of second. Miles Straw's going to come in from center field, and he'll make the catch. 1 out.
That's a good sequence. Slider down out of the strike zone, and then another good 4-seam fastball at 95 above the strike zone. Wilyer Abreu just hits a lazy fly ball to center field.
Green's thrown 18 pitches now, 6 last inning, 12 to 2 batters this inning. Looking for a ground ball here, although it's a speedy guy on first and a speedy guy at the plate. Cedar Rafaela up with Christian Campbell on first. Green's pitch. Call to strike. Runner takes off. Throw to second. In time. He got him. They're actually saying he got in time but slid off the bag, and Jimenez held the tag on him. So for now, the call at second is out, and a runner caught stealing by Tyler Heineman.
And the Red Sox actually took a look at it in their dugout and said, play on. Great throw from Tyler Heineman. Even better tag from Andres Jimenez at second base.
The hands just slid over the bag from Campbell, and he didn't have a good angle to do the hands to feet slide where you slide over the base and then your feet are on it. So 2 down, no one aboard, and the pitch outside to make it 1 ball and 1 strike. Very different situation now as the Red Sox get caught running for the first time this year.
Yeah, that's a game-changing play out there. What a call from Ron Kolpa.
1-1. Swinging bunt. Rolls foul behind the plate. 1-2. What a throw from Tyler Heineman. That was a breaking ball that he had to wait for. Got it there in time. 2 outs now. 2-1 Blue Jays in the 1-2. Popped up. Right side foul into the stands. Well, it's been quite the 7th inning for Tyler Heineman. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Chad Green sits down Cedar Rafaela, and he faces the minimum after the caught stealing in the bottom of the 7th. 2-1 Blue Jays. We're headed to the 8th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca.
Every game night is a chance to go big with MLB Big Inning. Turn on baseball's only nightly show that brings you the biggest plays of the night, live and commercial-free.
Strikes him out.
No one stacks more clutch plays into one live show with up to 4 games on a single screen.
Out of here! He is on fire. It's a walk-off winner.
Change up game night with baseball's biggest game changer, MLB Big Inning, presented by Nissan. Every night, all season long on MLB.tv.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Can I change? Hit it hills, deep off in the main.
This is George Springer, and you're listening to Toronto Blue Jays Baseball on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership or the Sportsnet Radio Network. Top of the 8th, Blue Jays at Fenway. 4th game of this series. They've won the first 3, and they're leading 2-1. Boston will call on Garrett Whitlock, the hard-throwing right-hander, to pitch against Anthony Santander. Whitlock's pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. This pitching change is brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays. Locally owned, genuinely Canadian. 0-1. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
I'm sure John Schneider would love to get an insurance run here in the top of the 8th inning with nobody out.
Whitlock's 1-1. Swing and a miss. Violent movement on that sweeper, 1-2.
That's a really good sweeper. Most important thing about that, it started right down the middle. And just took a quick left turn right under the bat of Anthony Santander.
Whitlock, a former starter, now back in the bullpen. Throwing high leverage a lot for the Red Sox. 1-2. Swatted foul to the left.
I think he's too funky to be a starter. He looks like a reliever. His motion, his arm angle.
The issue for him, he just kept getting injured. One, two. In the dirt. Rule 5 pickup by the Red Sox in December of 2020 from the New York Yankees. Had a great first season with Boston as a reliever. 2-2. Hit foul again. Then signed this kind of hedging, half starter, half reliever type contract. The Red Sox extended him before 2022 for 4 years and nearly $19 million. Bounced back and forth, but right hip, 2 right elbow injuries, and a torn UCL in the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, 21 and 22 were really good for him. 46 ball games, 8-4 with a 1.96 and 21. And like you said, kind of that hybrid starter reliever in 22. He's pretty solid.
2-2. High, ball 3.
And that last fastball, the four-seamer, was 97 miles an hour.
He sits 96, 97. Throws a slider, changeup, and sweeper. 3-2. Line foul.
Red Sox love giving out those kind of deals, though. Those team-friendly, lock them up for a little bit of time kind of deals. Cedar Rafael, Christian Campbell.
It's one of those deals where the only risk is really in the length. I mean, $5 million a year is not that much money, even for a reliever, and it's super cheap for a starter. 3-2. Hit foul to the left. I mean, they're doing that when he's still under club control, so they were betting a little bit that, you know, he would have these big arbitration numbers and they'd avoid that. They didn't totally hit on that bet, but the downside wasn't too bad. 3-2 again. And fouled off again. Santander is hitting away everything. He's seen 9 pitches. Two-one Blue Jays. The 3-2 once more. Hit back foul.
That fastball was right down the middle. Anthony Santander had a huge hack at it, just fouled it back.
A 1-for-3 day so far for Santander. A single to right field in the first and 2 strikeouts. Whitlock kicks and deals. And Santander pops it up foul back behind the plate and into the stands. Let's do it another time. He's faced 12 pitches, has Santander. He's fouled off the last 5 in a row, 6 of the last 7, and 7 of the last 9. First batter face for Whitlock. He comes set, brings the glove high near his face, and his 13th pitch. Called strike 3, 95 at the knees. 1 out.
That's a tough pitch right at the bottom of the zone. Santander having a little discussion with Manny Gonzalez, but I think that's a strike. Obviously, we have the benefit of seeing it in a replay situation, but that's a really good pitch from Whitlock.
It's one of those pitches that strike and ball are both not really a bad call. A sliver of the baseball in the zone. Santander set down, 1 out, and George Springer up. 2-1 Blue Jays, top of the 8th. Mound meeting right now as Narvaez talks to Whitlock. We look quickly at the Bet365 standings. Download the Bet365 app for today's baseball odds and find out why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 19 plus, play responsibly, Ontario only. Blue Jays entered today 8-5, leading the division. The Yankees, who are off today, are 7-5, half a game back. Boston 6-7, 2 games back. The Rays lost today, 5-7 now. They're 2.5 back. And Baltimore is off before the series against Toronto tomorrow. The Orioles are 5-8, 3 games back as the first pitch runs inside to Springer, ball 1. Sweeper for a strike, and that'll even the count at 1-1.
You've mentioned Wally the Green Monster a couple of times during this series. Who do you like more, Wally the Green Monster or the Philly Fanatic?
Philly Fanatic.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Oh.
I like Wally the Green Monster.
I think you're in the minority there. 1-1 bounces 2-1. I like Wally, but it's the Philly Fanatic is on one level, and then everyone else is fighting for second. The 2-1. Called strike, 2-2.
So would you say that Wally the Green Monster is like a 1 or 2 time All-Star, and then the Philly Fanatic is a Hall of Famer?
I think Wally could be a multiple-time All-Star, but not an inner circle. Philly Fanatic's the inner circle Hall of Famer of mascots. 2-2 is outside, full count. 1 out in the top of the 8th. Close ball game. Blue Jays 2, Red Sox 1. George Springer hasn't done anything at the plate today, which is rare for him this season, but he made a diving catch in right field. The payoff pitch. Swing and a fly ball center field. Racing straight back, Rafaela at the warning track. It's off the wall. Rafaela down on the track. He crashed into the fence. Springer stops at second with a 1-out double. And now the attention turns to center field, where Cedon Rafaela appears to be in some significant pain, although he's up now and walking back onto the grass.
Yeah, he went crashing into that center field wall. It's padded out there, but it's still hard. But George Springer with another great swing, a 96-mile-an-hour fastball down and away, and he just hammers that thing to center field. What a swing. He was listening to the broadcast.
Seriously, he hit it 402 feet to dead center. High wall out there, but he still hit it maybe 3/4 of the way up. Just missed a homer as Will Wagner steps up, swings and misses. It's 0-1.
It's actually pretty dangerous out there in center field. There's an iron fence or an iron wall right next to that padded wall in center field, probably about 5 feet from where he crashed into the wall.
0-1, swing and a miss, 0-2. I believe it was last year, could be 2 years ago, but I think it was last year that Kevin Kiermaier jumped into that wall and really cut up his elbow and had to go on the injured list. 1 out, Springer on second, 2-1 Blue Jays. The 0-2 pitch, no, it's going to be a turn and throw to second. Springer just back in with a dive. Pretty good move from Garrett Whitlock.
It's almost like whoever designed Fenway Park was just thinking to themselves, let's make it as dangerous as possible for these outfielders.
It's quite the design. They did have to fit it right in the middle of the city. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him on a slider down and away. 2 outs.
Tough pitch right there. Comes with the fastball and then that good slider down and away.
It's Garrett Whitlock with a pair of strikeouts around the double allowed to Springer. And Davis Schneider hits for the first time in the game after coming in as a defensive substitution. The pitch. Down and away, ball 1. Springer dancing around at second base, got the attention of Whitlock for a sec before he missed with that breaking ball. Right on right, the 1-0. Down and away again, 2-0. Of course, this the ballpark where Davis Schneider hit that home run off James Paxton and started that incredible major league debut. 2-0. Outside again, ball 3. Schneider looking for his first hit of the season, 0 for 13. The 3-0. Called strike. That's an outrageous call. That pitch way high, and it's 3-1.
Yeah, Davis Schneider shaking his head right now. Doesn't love that call, and I tend to agree with him about a ball outside, up and away. Tough pitch.
The 3-1. Called strike again, and I mean that's way up again. Umpiring is hard, and they don't decide games nearly as much as people talk about. That's 2 terrible calls. There's no way around it.
Yeah, Miles Straw should be in the batter's box right now, and Davis Schneider should have had himself a walk. He's taking a breather right now, standing outside that batter's box for a second.
Well, you may as well swing at the 3-2. Garrett Whitlock sets, kicks, and delivers. Outside, ball 4. So there is somewhere where you could throw balls, and Davis Schneider picks up a 2-out walk.
Well, that was pretty close. I like that pitch more than I like either of the 2 pitches before that. Although neither of them or none of them were balls, or sorry, strikes.
He threw 6 balls in that at bat. It went to 3-2, and I mean, that was the closest one, about half a ball off the plate.
I mean, I can almost guarantee that Davis Schneider was probably nervous taking that pitch, knowing it was a ball, but still nervous.
If that pitch is called a strike, I'm not sure John Schneider is still in this game. Mound meeting right now initiated by Andrew Bailey. Again, welcome inside the Timber Mart broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Show Ali, our host and producer today. Tom Young and Brandon Brown, our technical directors. This game will be followed by Blue Jays Talk with Kevin Barker, Jeff Blair. Call in 416-870-0590 or already get your text firing through the show at 590-590. It's star 590 on your cell. Standard message and data rates may apply. Mound meeting over. Miles Straw to the plate. First and second, 2 outs. 2-1 Blue Jays and the pitch. High ball 1.
It's a big insurance run standing out at second base. 2 outs in this inning. Fastball count.
Straw came off the bench and delivered a pinch hit single in the 7th. Came around to score. 1-0. Called strike.
Nice pitch from Whitlock there. Pretty good sweeper right down the middle.
Kick in the 1-1. Swinging a ground ball up the middle. Story over to grab it. Shortstop underhand flips to second to end the inning. 2 strikeouts for Garrett Whitlock in a scoreless frame. He works around a hit and a walk, strands 2. And it's still 2-1 Blue Jays, middle 8. You're listening to Blue Jays.
All the big hits.
At the wall, gone! No doubt about it!
All the great grabs.
Oh, wow! You gotta be kidding me! Put a cape on him!
And all the swagger.
And he does it in grand fashion!
Relive the day's biggest plays all in one lightning-fast hour.
Oh, my goodness! What a show! You better believe it!
Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings only on MLB Network.
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score.
The judges are looking for the next $1 million act.
You devastated the stage.
That will leave you speechless.
You make me laugh. You leave me in awe. That was amazing.
All new Canada's Got Talent. Tuesdays 8/7 Central on City TV. Or stream it on City TV Plus.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Fastball hit to center field. Varsho with a dive, and he makes the catch.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Last of the 8th at Fenway Park. The Blue Jays leading the Red Sox 2-1. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Sweet Caroline ringing out in Boston. And a pitching change for the Blue Jays. Brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays. Locally owned, genuinely Canadian. Brendan Little into the game. The lefty on to face a pinch hitter in Rob Refsnyder. Left on right, the pitch. Low ball 1.
It's a big spot for Brendan Little. High leverage, bottom of the 8th inning. Biggest thing for him right now is just throw strikes with that good sinker.
Refsnyder in the spot of Carlos Narvaez, the catcher. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Got him to chase a sinker below the zone.
It's really tough to get swings like that from big leaguers on a fastball, and Brendan Little is one of the few guys that can do it.
Sinker's the main pitch. Complements it with a cutter and a hard sweeping curveball. 1-1. Fastball hit on the ground at third, off the glove of Wagner into shallow left. Refsnyder around first. He'll stop there. It was a high hop, and it hit the top of Wagner's glove. So Refsnyder is on first to lead off the inning.
Yeah, that's a tough play for Will Wagner. He should have made that play, but it does have a ton of top spin on it. Probably snuck up on him. Play's got to be made, though. Big first runner on base here in this inning.
It'll be an error on Wagner, who remained in rather than Clement to get him another at-bat. Or at least that's what we think. Second error on Wagner this season. So the tying run on first, top of the order. Jarren Duran hits a fly ball to left. Racing toward the corner, Davis Schneider. That gets out of play foul, 0-1. Little can erase a leadoff base runner. Gets a lot of contact on the ground. But Duran, a tough guy to double up with his speed. The 0-1. Curveball low, 1 ball, 1 strike.
And he also has an advantage because he's standing in that lefty batter's box. He's probably about 5 or 6 feet closer to first base than a right-handed would.
Little kicks and deals. Pitch called low, 2-1.
Good pitch. Tyler Heineman wanted that call.
Boston has Aroldis Chapman, the closer, loosening up. 2-1 Blue Jays. Runner on first with nobody out in the bottom of the 8th. Little set at the belt, staring at first. Now delivers home. Low again, ball 3.
You have to throw a strike in this situation here. You don't want to move that runner up to second base, that tying run with nobody out in the inning. You have to throw that fastball at the bottom of the strike zone. Let's see if Jarren Duran can hit a ground ball here.
Little looks in, now sets. His 3-1. Outside, ball 4. That looked borderline, and a zone that was gargantuan in the top half of the inning. It's called a ball this time. And so the walk advances. Refsnyder, the tying run, to second, and Duran, the go-ahead run, is at first.
Brendan Little shaking his head. Tyler Heineman wanted that call. That's 2 calls in that at-bat that could have gone the Blue Jays' way, but didn't.
Dean Walker out to the mound to talk to Brendan Little right now. Really tough spot here. Rafael Devers coming up to the plate. Jarren Duran representing the go-ahead run on first. And he's almost a lock to score on any extra base hit. And who knows? He's a threat to score on some singles here at Fenway Park with his speed.
Although on the flip side, with Brendan Little's good sinker, Rafael Devers is a double play candidate here. A lot easier than Jarren Duran is, that's for sure.
He rolled into one in the 3rd inning. Little would love that again. Error by Wagner to start the inning, then a walk first and second for Boston with nobody out. Bottom half of the 8th inning. Fenway getting loud as Brendan Little sets and fires home. In the dirt, blocked by Heineman, 1-0.
It's so hard to locate that fastball. It just moves so much.
Little's 1-0. Swing and a miss. Got him to chase downstairs, 1-1.
Stay right there. Just throw that fastball to the bottom of the strike zone and then have it drop below it. That's a perfect pitch right there to Rafael Devers.
It's just so tough with Devers because the place you want to go is right next to his happy zone where he hits 400-foot bombs. 1-1. In the dirt, blocked by Heineman. Spiked that one in front of the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike.
And you don't want to leave that knuckle curve over the middle either because he loves that pitch. Tough spot to be in for Brendan Little.
Devers with 5 doubles, a homer, and 9 RBIs so far this season. Batting in the 260s. 2-1. in the dirt ball 3. Now he's got to come into the zone. Devers is just calling his bluff here.
Yeah, you can't walk him in this situation. As much as you don't want to throw a strike or a hittable pitch to Rafael Devers, worst case scenario would be walking him here.
First and second, no outs. The 3-1. Swing and a miss, 3-2. Challenged to middle down with a heater to make it a full count.
And you could see Tyler Heineman setting up at the top of the strike zone, really making sure that Brendan Little's able to throw a strike, throw that exact same pitch again.
Devers will ask for time right as Little came set, so the pitcher Little goes to the back of the hill. And that tough outing against the Mets on this trip. Little with a 4.5 ERA on the season. He's pitched 2 scoreless outings since. 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Huge punch out, 1 down.
And just like that, the inning changes. What a pitch. Looked like a strike and then just darted down. Like I said, it's so hard to make good big league hitters look like that on a fastball. Brendan Little, one of the best at it.
He gets Devers, but the run of a ton of lefties is done. So John Schneider will come take the baseball for a pitching change, brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays, locally owned, genuinely Canadian.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Your day in baseball starts with MLB Central.
Let's get it started.
Lead off your morning with in-depth breakdowns.
Perfect balance. What?
Boom. Interviews with the players.
Get back to the fastball. I know what that passion feels like.
And a little bit.
Keeping.
You behave properly.
Hey.
Of everything else.
Come on, Marlins.
The window seats are.
The baseball day begins with MLB Central. Weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. Only on MLB Network.
If you're not watching this show, you're the problem.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Home Sweden, Hockey Canada announcing the GM of the men's national team is Kyle Dubas. Blue Jays baseball brought to you by Crown Rust Protection. Let's get you back to the action. Here's Ben Schulman and Chris LaRue.
Thank you very much, Joe. 7th appearance of the season for Jimmy Garcia, the right-hander in the game to put out a fire, often his job as a Blue Jays reliever. He enters with Toronto up 2-1. Runners on first and second, 1 out, bottom of the 8th. First opponent is Alex Bregman, the righty's pitch. High ball 1. Garcia yet to allow a run, or an earned run, I should say, in 5 1/3 innings. 1-0. Swinging a ground ball to third. Picked up Wagner. Throws to second for 1. Over to first. Not in time. Vlad Guerrero Jr. pointing back to John Schneider, telling him to take a look at that one. For now, it's a fielder's choice. 2 outs and runners on first and third. We'll see what the Blue Jays want to do. DeMarlo Hale on the phone. And the Blue Jays are going to challenge. And John Schneider looked like he pointed out to second. I wonder if they're going to challenge the slide as much as they're challenging the out. I don't think either on second look overturnable.
Yeah, he's definitely safe at first base. I don't think the slide really is questionable at second base, although slid past the bag, I guess. But I think this is just going to stand first and third, 2 outs in this inning.
He did slide through the bag into the fielder, although it wasn't that egregious.
Yeah, Bregman was very clearly safe at first base, so I don't think that's in question.
And actually, aren't going to challenge. They must have not gotten it
didn't.
off in time, or yeah, I think they just didn't get it off in time because they clearly asked for it. First and third, 2 down. The pitch to Tristan Casas in the dirt. Did it hit Casas? Ball is away, and the run comes in to score. Heineman never saw it, and now going first to third is going to be Duran. Tyler Heineman is saying that hit Tristan Casas, and it kind of looked like it hit him in the foot. The Blue Jays still have their challenge. Let's see if they're going to look at this one. For now, though, it's a wild pitch. The ball was only 5 feet away from Heineman, but he had no clue where it was as it ricocheted, we think, off Casas and then off Heineman and to the right.
Well, it looked weird from my angle, so I'm not sure what happened, but either way, I'm sure the Blue Jays are going to have a look at this. This is a very important run, obviously, in this ball game.
It was Rob Refsnyder on third and Alex Bregman on first.
I don't think that hit Casas. I just saw a slow motion replay. It hit in between his feet. Yeah, that's a run. That didn't hit Casas.
I tend to agree on the second look. And it got close, and then it hit off the chest of Heineman and rolled to the right, and he just had no clue where the baseball was. Jimmy Garcia ran in, and Heineman wasn't really covering the plate either as Garcia turned around to flip it. They wouldn't have got him anyway.
I tell you what, that was a great block. If Tyler Heineman was able to,
but he didn't know where the ball was.
Well, if he realized where that ball was, that would have been a game-saving block. Yeah, he blocked that baseball, looked to his left, but the ball had scooted to the right. A tough break for the Blue Jays.
For now, it's a wild pitch and a run scored, and Bregman all the way from first to third.
The call in the field is confirmed. No hit by pitch. Toronto will leave the count.
So a wild pitch after an error is going to bring in the run. You don't see the Blue Jays do stuff like this very often. But the Red Sox get a run basically due to Toronto errors, or mistakes, I should say. And with 2 down, the go-ahead run's on third in the bottom of the 8th.
And Alex Bregman's at third base now. Should have been at second base, but Jimmy Garcia threw that ball back to home plate. Nobody was there.
1-0 count to Tristan Casas. Bregman leading off in the eye line of his former Astro teammate, Jimmy Garcia. Righty Garcia sets and deals home. Fouled back, 1-1. Garcia charged with an error, advancing Bregman to third. Second error of the inning for the Blue Jays. One count, 2 outs, runner on third. And Heineman asking for time. It's granted by Manny Gonzalez.
Will Wagner actually had to go pick that ball up near the Blue Jays dugout, so nobody was at third base, and Alex Bregman was able to take the extra bag, a big extra bag.
1-1. Called strike, 1-2.
Good pitch. The power fastball on the inside part of the plate to Casas.
Garcia rocks and deals. And it's down and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So that run coming in is going to go against Brendan Little, although it won't be an earned run. Rob Refsnyder reached on a ground ball error at third base. The 2-2. Swing and a fly ball. Deep left field. On the warning track, Schneider makes the catch and ends the inning. The Red Sox tie it up, though. Without a hit, they score an unearned run. 2 errors in the inning for the Blue Jays and a crucial wild pitch to make it 2-2 as we...
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco, his 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Download the JAYS app today. JAYS, the app for doing things in other currencies. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Bichette powers the ball to left field. Going back, Peralta. It's out of here.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
A pitching change to start the 9th inning, brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer of the Toronto Blue Jays. Locally owned, genuinely Canadian. 2-2 game, and left-hander Aroldis Chapman on the mound for the Red Sox. Second straight day that he'll pitch in a tie ball game in the 9th. The Southpaw deals home to Tyler Heineman. Called strike 0-1.
Chapman hasn't given up a run this season. 2-0 with a 0 ERA. 5 games, 4 2/3 innings. 6 strikeouts, and like we saw the other day, still throwing 102, 101 miles an hour.
He's got a new battery mate. Blake Sabol is in now. Carlos Narvaez lifted last inning for Rob Refsnyder. The 0-1. Heineman hits it on the ground, left side, past the dive of the third baseman Bregman off the short retaining wall. Heineman around first, but he'll stop there. He's got a leadoff single and 3 hits today.
That short retaining wall over there turns so many doubles, sure doubles, into singles. I thought Tyler Heineman was going to be standing on second base, but Red Sox got lucky there.
Every once in a while, it turns a single into a double, but I do get your point. That ball was racing down the line and got stopped short. Heineman representing the go-ahead run. Vlad Guerrero Jr. at the plate. He singled off Chapman yesterday. Left on right pitch. Swing and a fly ball. Center field. Hit high but not super deep. Rafael under it, makes a one-handed catch. And there's one out.
Vlad was right on that pitch. 100 miles an hour inside, but just got under it a little bit. Pretty good swing from him.
Blue Jays pass the baton to Bo Bichette. 2-2 game, top of the 9th. Heineman on first. No pinch runners available for Heineman. The only guy on the bench left is Alejandro Kirk. The pitch to Bo. Swing and a foul back. Backswing might have clipped Sabol. It's 0-1.
101 right down the middle. Aroldis Chapman says, here it is.
Cuban left-hander has been known for his velocity since he debuted in the majors. Signed with the Reds in 2010. Here's 0-1. Called strike. 101 at the knees. 0-2.
Yeah, that's a tough pitch. You can see the frustration on Bo's face. It's impossible to hit.
A big presence on the hill. The left-hander. Chapman looks at first. One more peek in the 0-2. Swing and a foul off. Bichette reaches up and hits away 101 to stay alive.
That's a great job. He was just trying to stay alive there. That was a tough fastball up and away. Bo just throws the bat out, tries to foul it off.
Don't tell Chapman that his velocity is a little down the last couple of years. He's pumping easy 100 right now. Here's 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Runner takes off. The throw is wide and short. Bichette down on strikes, but the go-ahead run into scoring position as Tyler Heineman takes second base.
How about Tyler Heineman? Probably went first move there. He got a pretty good jump off of Aroldis Chapman. Yeah, he went first move. He stole that bag off of Chapman there. No chance.
Here's a real tough matchup for Andres Jimenez, left on left with Aroldis Chapman. Go-ahead run on second. 2 down, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Unleashes the slider at 87 for strike 1.
That's just unfair. My goodness.
At his peak, sometimes that was his nastiest pitch, as good as the fastball is. The 0-1. Bounced it, and Sable just trapped it. 100 hitting the dirt. Barely kept it from getting to the backstop. Jimenez 0 for 4 today. 2 strikeouts, 2 groundouts. Faces a 1-1. Front door slider for called strike 2.
And then he mixes in that backup slider right there. I mean, that's impossible.
I don't know how you ever hit the slider. Gearing up for 100. Chapman sets. Kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him on the splitter. Back-to-back Ks to end a scoreless inning for Aroldis Chapman. We go to the bottom of the 9th, where either the Red Sox will walk it off or we'll have extra innings for a second.
Can't get enough baseball? Start streaming MLB Network today. Get up to 15 out-of-market games a week live on any device. Plus 24/7 access to MLB Network's award-winning shows, including live game look-ins and exclusive player interviews. And hear live radio play-by-play from all 30 clubs with MLB at Bat. Enjoy the home of baseball from virtually anywhere. Plans start as low as $5.99 per month. Sign up now at MLBnetwork.com/stream. Available in the U.S. only. Blackout restriction applies. Visit MLB.com/subscribe for full terms and conditions.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
We do have Jays talk this evening. Blair and Barker have the post-game show. They will take your calls and your texts. Jeff will throw out the numbers for you to call once this game is in the books. Blue Jays baseball is brought to you by Crown Rust Protection. Jays and Sox tied at 2, bottom 9 at Fenway. Here's Ben Schulman and Chris LaRue with the call.
Thank you very much, Joe. If the Blue Jays are going to sweep Boston in a 4-game set at Fenway for the second time in their club's history, they're going to have to go to extra innings. 2-2, bottom 9. Jimmy Garcia back out after getting 2 outs in the 8th. And his pitch to Trevor Story, check swing. Peel down to first. He did not go on a pitch inside. Ball 1. Garcia set the 1-0. Swing and a miss. 95 elevated to even the count. Jimmy went more than 1 inning 6 different times last year. Here's 1-1. Swing and a miss. What a sweeper. Just ran away from Story. 1-2.
That was tough. Didn't have a lot of vertical movement, but had all kinds of horizontal movement on that pitch. Trevor Story was nowhere near it.
Story, Campbell, Abreu scheduled to hit this inning. The 1-2. Hit foul, back out into the seats, out of play. Red Sox bench options remaining are the left-handed hitting David Hamilton and right-handed hitting Romy Gonzalez. Gonzalez really mostly plays against lefties. 1-2. Swing and a pop-up behind the plate. Heineman took off the mask, but that one's out of play. So he'll toss a new baseball out to Jimmy Garcia. What's it like for relievers who don't often do this to pitch in an inning, sit down, and then get back up for another one?
Well, it's hard to stay focused because you're generally done after one, and you don't know the feeling of sitting in the dugout and still being focused on the game.
1-2 is line to left field. Foul ball. About 30 inches of foul territory down that line, and Story found it.
So I don't think it's difficult to be in the ball game, to stand on that mound for another inning, but I think it's difficult to be in the dugout and stay locked in. I'm sure Jimmy Garcia is fine with it, though. Ball was about 3 inches foul.
That was real close. And a leadoff double is the exact opposite of what the Blue Jays could use right now. 2-2 game, no outs, bottom of the ninth. Blue Jays got 2 innings out of Jeff Hoffman yesterday, so very questionable whether he's available today. The 1-2. Swing and another line drive. That one bounces through the left side of the infield and into left for a base hit. Leadoff single for Story, representing the winning run.
Well, that's not where Jimmy Garcia wanted that pitch. Tyler Heineman wanted that sweeper away, preferably off the plate outside, and he just left that spinner on the inside part of the plate, and Trevor Story was able to hit it through that hole on the left side. Tough start to this inning for the Jays.
Christian Campbell up now, the rookie who's 0 for 2 with a walk. Garcia's pitch. Runner takes off, pitch low ball, throw to second, not in time, it bounced in. It wouldn't have been there in time to get Story anyway, and now the winning run's on second.
And Trevor Story stole that bag on Jimmy Garcia. He got a really, really good jump. And Tyler Heineman really had no chance, even if he made a perfect throw.
You wonder now if Campbell's going to show bunt. Nobody out, winning run on second. 1-0 count. Garcia set. And the pitch. Swinging away. Lines the ball to left field. Schneider makes a waist-high catch. 1 out.
The only thing I think about when I'm thinking about bunting with a guy already in scoring position is who's on the mound. Jimmy Garcia has strikeout stuff, so you don't want that next batter coming up with 1 out. Guy on third, Jimmy Garcia is trying to strike that guy out, and then he ends up striking out. So I don't mind swinging away there because the guy's already in scoring position.
You do get 3 chances at hitting a single to win it. That was nearly the game-winning single. Instead, 1 out. And the Blue Jays are going to walk Wilyer Abreu, set up some forces, and avoid one of the hottest hitters in baseball to start the year.
I mean, that's a no-brainer. That run at first base doesn't matter. It's a tie ball game. And, of course, Jimmy Garcia would rather face a righty than a lefty, especially a Wilyer Abreu, who's really hot.
And instead of the 14 for 40 Wilyer Abreu, you go up against the 8 for 38 Cedon Rafaela. First and second, 1 out. 2-2 bottom 9. And Tyler Heineman asking for time. Just making sure he and Jimmy Garcia are on the same page. Action in both bullpens in case we continue into extras. First pitch cut on and missed. 0-1.
Jimmy Garcia's left a couple of those sweepers over the middle, little spinners. Needs to get back on top of that thing.
A single more than likely wins it for the Red Sox. Story on second is the winning run. The 0-1. Fouled away, and Garcia ahead 0-2.
Garcia's now at 18 pitches in this inning.
The 2-strike pitch. High, ball 1. He's looking for strikeouts, but a ground ball certainly would help in this situation with first and second, one out. The 1-2 offering. Swing and a miss, strike three. Just blew the fastball by him at 95, 2 outs.
Yeah, that's a perfect pitch in that situation. Cedon Rafaela thinking something soft, probably a sweeper, and he just absolutely blew him away. What a pitch from Jimmy Garcia.
So with the game on the line, Blake Sabol will hit for Boston. Brought up because of the Connor Wong injury. This is his second at-bat of the season. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Red Sox couldn't pinch hit for Sabol here because they already substituted out their other catcher. They don't have another catcher on their roster. The 0-1. Called strike. Backdoor sweeper. 0-2.
Not a bad pitch there, but it's too good because this Sabol is almost 100% antsy right now. He's starting to get antsy. He'd probably swing at anything.
0-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Goes down and away with the change, punches out Sabol, and sends us to extra innings. Why not have some free baseball 2 days in a row? It's 2-2 as we head to the 10th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at Sports.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Plus, Philly will send Jesus Luzardo, and Atlanta, despite a 3-9 record, will send Spencer Schwellenbach. He will go for the Braves. Again, that one on Sportsnet Plus at 7:15 Eastern, 4:15 Pacific. Blue Jays baseball is brought to you by Crown Rust Protection. Blue Jays and Red Sox tied at 2, top 10 at Fenway, automatic runner time. Here's Ben Schulman and Chris LaRue.
Thank you, Show. Also time for a pitching change, brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays, locally owned, genuinely Canadian. Lefty Brennan Bernardino is into the game for the Red Sox. Take it over for a fellow lefty in Aroldis Chapman. Andres Jimenez on second, and Anthony Santander to lead off the 10th. Bernardino, the southpaw, deals to the switch hitter. No, he kicks the leg up, inside move, turns around to second. It'll be one disengagement. Now some pitch comm issues for Bernardino. A 26th rounder by the Reds in 2014 out of Cal State Dominguez Hills. Released a couple years later, bounced around, pitched in Mexico. Pitched at one point in indie ball with the Winnipeg Goldeyes in 2018, and then made his way back to affiliated ball with Cleveland for a little bit, back to Mexico, back to affiliated ball with the Mariners. Pitched twice for Seattle in 2022, and each of the last 2 years has been a big part of the Red Sox pen, throwing over 50 innings in 2023 and 2024.
Yeah, he's been pretty good. 6-5 with a 3.52 ERA in his career, 117 ball games.
He turns around Santander to hit right. And here's the first pitch of the inning. Called strike. It's not bringing a ton of gas with the fastball. Sat around 93 with the sinker. But he's got a good changeup, a cutter, and a curveball. The 0-1. Swinging bunt, first base side, barehanded by Sable. Throw down to first in time to get Santander. If nothing else, it advances Andres Jimenez to third with 1 out.
Yeah, actually a good play over there from Tristan Casas. Not a great throw from Sable. Sable was trying to avoid Santander and almost threw it away over there at first base.
So the go-ahead run on third base, 1 out. George Springer up. He doubled his last time up for his 3rd double and 6th extra base hit of the year. Infield is in. Bernardino, the lefty, with a breath in the pitch. Inside, check swing by Springer. Appeal down to first. No swing. It's 1-0. You almost have to get one here. The Blue Jays didn't in the 10th yesterday and survived, but Jeff Hoffman was Herculean to make that happen. 1-0 pitch, chopped foul, 1-1.
I mean, it's not going to happen twice. If you don't score in that 10th inning, at least that guy from second base, it won't happen twice. The Blue Jays need to score this run.
The top of the order will be due up for the Red Sox in the bottom of the 10th. 2-2 with Jimenez on third and 1 out. The 1-1 pitch. Check swing, called strike. 1-2. The outfield still playing deep, so a lot of space between the drawn-in infield and the outfielders for Springer to dunk one in. 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Bernardino does have a pretty good curveball. A lot of movement on it. That one right there was a little bit backed up, but when he throws a good one, stays on top of it. Pretty good.
2-2. Swing and a fly ball, medium depth right field. Abreu camped under it. Jimenez tagging. Abreu makes the catch. Here's the throw to the plate. It's offline, and the Blue Jays take a 3-2 lead on the sac fly from George Springer.
Good job from George Springer, getting some loft underneath that baseball. He's such a smart hitter. He knew exactly what he needed to do with that pitch, and he got it just deep enough to score Andres Jimenez from third base. That's a big run in this ball game.
RBI for Springer. The Blue Jays take the lead once again. They'd still love to add more, although it's 2 outs and the base is empty. First left-on-left matchup of the inning for Bernardino comes with Will Wagner at the plate. The pitch. Called strike. Nick Sandlin was loosening up for the Blue Jays in the bottom of the 9th. He did pitch and save the game in the 11th yesterday. 0-1, swinging a miss, 0-2.
Looks like he's the guy coming into this ball game. Still out there getting loose.
The 0-2. Swinging bunt third base side. Started foul, stays foul. It had some weird spin, so Wagner took off for first just in case, but never dropped the bat.
Bernardino sprinted over there too, trying to make sure that ball didn't come back into fair territory.
No balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody aboard, and it's 3-2 for the Blue Jays in the top of the 10th. The pitch. Swinging a liner foul left side. Bernardino looks in, now sets at the belt. Closed in his set, the pitch. In the dirt. Impressive sliding pick by Sable. No one on base, but good play from the catcher anyway. 1-2. Blue Jays with the lead, looking for a sweep in a 4-game series at Fenway Park. 1-2. Swing Swing and a pop-up back of second. The center fielder, Rafaela, into shallow left center, makes the catch to end the inning. Sac fly from George Springer gives Toronto the lead. It's 3-2 as we go to the bottom of the 10th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local Fit.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.
This evening, Blair and Barker have the post-game show. They will take your calls and your texts this evening. Jeff will throw out the numbers for you to call after the final out. Blue Jays baseball, as always, brought to you by Crown Rust Protection. Jays leading the Sox 3-2 at Fenway, bottom of the 10th inning. With the call, here's Ben Schulman and Chris LaRue.
Thank you, show. It's a pitching change brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays. Locally owned, genuinely Canadian. Nick Sandlin is on, looking for a save on his second straight night. It's 3-2 Blue Jays. Blake Sable, the catcher, will be the automatic runner over at second. Top of the order for Boston, Jarren Duran up. Sandlin's pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one.
How about that fit? That pitch to a tough hitter. Big first strike there.
Sandlin came in yesterday, retired the Red Sox in order, including Duran to end the game. The 0-1. Swinging a ground ball past the dive of the second baseman Jimenez into center. Coming around third, Sable. He'll come in to score, and it's tied 3-3 on an RBI single from Jarren Duran.
Well, it's not a bad pitch. It's just a tough hitter. Jarren Duran is so smart, swings at good pitches, knows exactly what to do with those pitches that are away. He just hammers that thing into center field. Pretty good split finger down in the strike zone. Now you just go to work. Ball game's tied again.
A lot of work still to be done with Rafael Devers at the plate and Duran representing the winning run. Throw over to first by Sandlin. Duran dives back in.
And I'm sure at some point Jarren Duran's going to take off and try to steal second base.
Heineman has caught one Red Sox going today. It's Christian Campbell in the 7th. Sandlin throws over again, and Duran back in again, and now Jarren Duran has a lot of real estate. Back-to-back disengagements, so Sandlin really can't step off again in this whole plate appearance.
And Jarren Duran's 5 for 5 on the season. Hasn't been thrown out yet.
3-3 game. Duran on first with no outs in the bottom of the 10th. Sandlin's pitch. Pitch out, and Duran didn't go. Ball one.
I don't mind that. The only thing is now you've fallen behind Rafael Devers.
Now Duran almost certainly goes on this one. You're not going to pitch out twice. He does take off. Pitch a strike. Throw to second. They got him. Heck of a throw from Tyler Heineman. Tag applied on the backside by Bo Bichette. Duran still at second, but that one looked pretty clear, and he's going to start heading back to the Red Sox dugout. One down.
Yeah, the Red Sox are taking a look at this right now, but I'm pretty sure that Jarren Duran's out at second base. What a throw from Tyler Heineman. Bo Bichette just tags him right on the lower back. A huge out.
He's definitely out. No challenge from the Red Sox. Pitch was a strike, so it's a 1-1 count. 1 out, base is empty. The pitch. Outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Red Sox came into today as a team perfect on the base paths, trying to steal bases. They've been thrown out twice by the former Red Sox, Tyler Heineman. The 2-1. Swinging a liner down in right center field. Picked up on a couple bounces by Miles Straw. Devers on first now, and he represents the winning run.
Nick Sandlin actually threw that pitch exactly where he wanted to. Tyler Heineman was set up and away. Nick Sandlin hit his spot, and Rafael Devers just reached out and poked that thing into center field. Didn't hit it hard, but hit it hard enough.
It's a tough spot for Sandlin. He's being asked to save a game for a second straight night. He had 1 career save before yesterday. But the Blue Jays don't have Jeff Hoffman today. They've already used Little, Garcia, and Green. The pitch to Alex Bregman. Slider for a strike, 0-1.
Good pitch. Have to get ahead of Alex Bregman there with a strike.
Bregman 1 for 4 with an RBI single in the 6th. The 0-1. Outside, good stop by Heineman, sprawling to his right to keep it from the backstop. 1-1.
The good thing about this situation is there's almost no chance that Rafael Devers tries to steal second base, so Nick Sandlin can just focus on Alex Bregman right now.
The 1-1. And he hit him. Caught him on the elbow. Bregman down to first in the winning run into scoring position for Boston.
Just clipped that elbow. Alex Bregman wearing all that elbow pad, all that guard there, so he's not injured, but that's a tough job now for Nick Sandlin. Runner on second base, less than 2 outs in this inning for the Red Sox.
It's probably just the way that Bregman was turning back, and I certainly don't think it's something that could be reviewed at all. He might have let his elbow get in the way of that ball, but that is part of the game. And he helps the winning run into scoring position. They're going to lift Devers now for a pinch runner. David Hamilton, who has a lot of speed, is over at second. That leaves only Romy Gonzalez left on the Red Sox bench. Two singles and a hit batter in this inning, although there was a caught stealing in between. So there's 1 out. It's a 3-3 game. First and second for the Red Sox. Bottom of the 10th.
Well, I think Nick Sandlin's split finger will work against Tristan Casas. Throw that thing down and away. See if he can roll over one into a double play here.
Casas, a big left-handed hitter. The pitch. Swing and a fly ball foul to the left. 0-1. A single to the outfield almost certainly scores Hamilton and wins the game. The 0-1. Called strike. Planted that on the inside edge. 0-2.
They're really trying to pound him in. Tristan Casas, a big guy. I think Nick Sandlin doesn't want him to get those arms extended.
Back-to-back fastballs for the side-arming righty. Casas asks for time. He's just outside the box. Back in, 2 taps of the plate, and he looks out to Sandlin. Righty set, hunched over, first base side. 0-2. In the dirt with the splitter, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I like that pitch choice there, but you have to make it look like it's a strike. Out of the hand, that was a ball all the way. Tristan Casas with a good take there.
Sandlin set. The 1-2. Called a ball, and that's just in the zone.
That is a perfect pitch from Nick Sandlin. Everybody in that Blue Jays dugout is asking where that pitch was.
I mean, after the shenanigans of the Davis Schneider at bat today, some unbelievable misses going against the Blue Jays.
You could see John Schneider saying that ball's not up. That ball's not up. That is a perfect pitch.
Sandler with the inside move to turn to second. I mean, it might be up on your average guy, but not on a 6'4" hitter like Tristan Casas. That whole ball was in the strike zone.
Yeah, that's a huge call in this game.
2-2 count with one out. Casas with an extra life in the pitch. Did it hit him? It did. And look at that. You miss the call, extend the at-bat, and now the Red Sox have the bases loaded when there should be 2 outs.
Yeah, that's a big call in this ball game. You can see John Schneider staring in at Manny Gonzalez, the home plate umpire. I mean, Nick Sandlin just made his pitch and wasn't rewarded for it.
Not to take all the blame away from Sandlin when you hit a batter, but it's hard enough to get a major league hitter out once. Now a fly ball will win it. Trevor Story at the plate, bases loaded, 1 out, bottom of the 10th, 3-3 score. Infield is in, the pitch. Called strike.
It's a good pitch. It's tough to come into a powerful hitter like Trevor Story with the bases loaded, 1 out in the 10th inning.
Story 2 for 4 today. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, nothing in 2.
Now you expand the zone. And most importantly, if you're Tyler Heineman, you have to be a wall back there. You can't let anything get by you. That run out at third base is the winning run.
Expect Hamilton to be aggressive off third. A lot of speed, and he represents the winning run. The 0-2. Outside, ball 1. Hamilton on third, Bregman second, Casas first. 1 out, bottom of the 10th. Heineman's going to go out to the mound and talk to his reliever.
Yeah, if you're not on the same page, if you aren't sure what Nick Sandlin wants to do here, you better get out there and ask him. And Bo Bichette's in on this conversation as well.
Bichette just listening, likely gathering what they're going to do so he can have his positioning. You want a ground ball right at someone, a pop-up, or a strikeout if you're Nick Sandlin. A 3-3 game. This is the most runs the Red Sox have scored in a game in this series, but they'll need 1 more to win it. Winning run on third base. Bases loaded, 1 down. And the 1-2 to Story. Check swing on a pitch low, 2-2.
That's a good pitch. You can see Trevor Story wanted to swing the bat, but was able to just hold it back.
Sandlin up to 16 pitches in the inning. Two balls, 2 strikes. The righty set, glove at his chest. He kicks and offers. Grounded foul.
It's almost like Trevor Story was sitting split finger there, was right on that thing.
4-seam sinker, slider, splitter for Sandlin. He's offered everything but the 4-seamer to Story. Another 2-2. Swinging bunt towards second, bobbled by Jimenez, and the Red Sox win the game. David Hamilton comes in to score. Boston takes it 4-3 as in the late innings and extra innings, the defense lets it down for the Blue Jays on a rare off night.
Watching the replay on that play, I'm almost certain that Andres Jimenez doesn't get that out at home plate. Even if he comes up with that baseball, that's why he was trying to rush it. David Hamilton was going on contact, and he was almost to home plate when he when Andres Jimenez made contact with that baseball. So I think that was a game over no matter what.
A walk-off for Trevor Story, and the Red Sox and the Blue Jays fail to sweep as they lose 4-3 in 10 innings. We'll take a step aside, wrap it up, and get you over to Blue Jays Talk. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Drywall, an essential part of many, many projects. It's important to get it right and start with quality materials.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable.
He rocks the ball to left field. The Blue Jays have gone back-to-back-to-back.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome back to Blue Jays Baseball. Toronto drops the series finale to the Boston Red Sox 4-3 in 11 innings. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Thanks so much for sticking around. The Blue Jays today in another pitcher's duel, second straight day that they had one of those with the Boston Red Sox. And Chris, that was because Chris Bassitt was really, really good again for Toronto.
Yeah, and if you're a fan of pitching and pitchers' duels, you probably enjoyed the last couple of games. Chris Bassitt was fantastic tonight. He didn't have his best stuff, his best command, but when he needed to make a big pitch, when he needed to get somebody out, he did it. He had the sinker. He had that cutter. I mean, he was a bulldog out there. He grinded through the start, and I mean, if you look at the box score was pretty telling. He's a guy that, I mean, that he didn't even throw that many pitches, right? 5 2/3, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 5 Ks. I mean, what a stud out there! His third good start of the season.
Chris Bassitt left, though, with the Blue Jays trailing. They did not do much today against Walker Buehler. 6 1/3, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. Definitely the best start for Buehler as a Red Sox. Toronto, though, would score 1 off Buehler and 1 off Justin Wilson to take a 2-1 lead. And you go to the 8th inning, and Toronto, so often one of, if not the premier defensive team in baseball, had an error to start that inning, and then a wild pitch where the ball was lost around the plate. Another error in that sequence as well. And that ended up tying the game. The Blue Jays would score 1 in the 10th, but